going on, Washington Commander Nation? Almost said Washington football team. What's going on with y'all? Salute. Sorry about the delay. I got stuck in a little bit of traffic. I was out DC visiting my pops today. How y'all feeling today? It is Thursday, April 7th. We are now officially 3 weeks away from the NFL draft. What is popping with y'all, man? How y'all doing today? Per usual, this show is brought to you by Washington on the Daily on Instagram and BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. How y'all feeling out there today? What's going on with y'all? 3 weeks from the draft. Like, as excited as I am for the draft and getting it over with and knowing what we're working with since we haven't been as active during the offseason, I am also tired of speculation, because we sit here and we bicker and argue over, oh, we should pick this person, we should pick that person all the time. And it gets a little bit redundant, but I live for draft season. I don't know about y'all, but like the draft, it like warms my soul to watch people live out their dreams, the mystery of it all, who's going to fall, who's going to fall, who's going to rise. Is there going to be some crazy storyline like Laramie Tunzel, who was supposed to be like the first pick in the draft and ended up falling because someone decided to post a video of him gas mask bonging some marijuana on the day of the draft? There's always something. Aaron Rodgers waiting for like hours to get selected when Alex Smith went first overall that year. There's always something interesting during the draft. And while we're here, I want y'all to tell me some of your best draft memories when it comes to the NFL. Let me check in with the chat. My boy Shanks, what's going on, man? He said, I just wish the word was stood for Washington Warriors and winning, of course. The name is what it is at the end of the day, but winning, that's what, more than anything else, I want us to be called Washington winners. Winners of the NFC East, winners of the NFC, and winners of the Lombardi Trophy. I want to know what it feels like. I was just saying last night on Twitter, like, imagine watching your team win 11 games, being good throughout a full season, winning a playoff game, winning 2 playoff games, and appearing in a Super Bowl. My jealous ass was watching this video that the Bengals put together on their social media channel and their YouTube, where it just showed their journey to get to the Super Bowl last year. And I was so damn envious. Like, I was watching, I was sick to my stomach watching it. Like, God, why can't I have this? DMV Nazi, what's going on, my boys at DMZ Sports Zone? What's good, man? Brother Cap, what's going on with you, man? Will, what's good, Yams? How we feeling tonight? Queen Sheen, what's going on? What's going on? We starting a little bit later than usual because traffic in the DMV sucks, but it is what it is. Patrick West, what's popping? Will says, so you got to spend some time with your dad. That is more important. Hey, yes, it is, man. Yeah, man, me and my dad, that's my guy. Love him to death. We've been through some things over the years, but it's been such a blessing and an honor for him to watch this whole journey of content creation that I got going on. Like, that guy is so proud of me that every person that breathes around him, he hands them one of my business cards to check out my YouTube channel. I let him sport the Letterman jacket earlier, man. It was a good time. Javon, what's going on? Armand Brown, what it do? Awesomeness, what's popping? How y'all feeling tonight? What y'all got on the brain, man? Commander Black Adam checking in. What it do? What it do? Good evening, Rio Holmes. Yeah, man. We had a new season now. I don't know if I'm necessarily a Holmes anymore, man. I got to get Dallas fans. Y'all got to holler at Mark. Giants fans, holler at Pizzle. And I'm going to holler at Philly. We got to get that NFC East roundtable going immediately. Dev Tay, my guy, what it do? How crazy would it be if Wentz got us to a Super Bowl? I'd cry, and I would petition for him to have a statue built, because whoever the quarterback that leads us to a Super Bowl here, they will be enshrined forever as the savior of the DMV. What's good, Willie? What's good? Icy, what's popping? How you living? I'm doing okay right now, man. Things have been productive, busy, but we keeping things flowing on the channel. We keeping this content churning out. Michaels, Skim the Marla, what's going on, man? I'm surprised he didn't hit me with a cool breeze. I want Chris Olave in the first round and Breece Hall in the second. Fight for all DC. You speaking my language, man. Like, obviously, I'm going to do a video talking about all the people that I think that we could take at 11, but my top preference, even though I'm nobody, my top preference is to just load up the offense. If I had to put money on it today, Thursday, April 7th, I'd say Olave is the pick. We've met with the guy 100 times. You know how they do the top 30 prospect visits? Well, he was here yesterday, and he's still here today. That's a 2-day visit. As far as I'm concerned, he's with Terry. He's picking out his locker, picking out his number, unless he goes before 11 for some reason, because I don't think Kyle Hamilton, Derek Stingley, or Sauce Gardner will be there when we pick at 11. What's going on, man? What's going on? Randy, what's good? Let me see. What's good, Commanders fan? Has anyone looked at Christian Watson's tape, the next Randy Moss? I don't know if I say the next Randy Moss, but I think he has a lot of potential. I know people are going to say, oh, the competition he played with. I see him more as like a Martavis Bryant. And remember, before the drug and the suspension issues, Martavis Bryant was an absolute hooper. Like, he balled 6'4", 4'3" speed. Christian Watson is definitely someone to look at in the second round. But I really think we're going to take Olave. Whatever Ohio State receivers on the board at 11, it most likely will be Olave. I think that's the pick at 11. They better get it right. For sure. This draft is important. This year is important. Rockman, what's good? Let me see. Swerving, what's up? The draft is my favorite part of it. I know, it's so exciting, bro. It's such a spectacle. Like, no other league's draft is like that. The NBA, like, unless you're like a crazy, obsessed college fan, there's maybe 7 to 8 notable people in the NBA draft every year. Maybe a superstar. The NFL draft, like, fans, we could sit and watch 7 rounds of a draft and for the most part know a lot of the prospects. Know a lot. Like, we all sit here and divulge tape and talk about this draft shit like we're being paid by the franchise. And I love it, man. I love it. Let me know if my sound's good, by the way. If my sound isn't high or low enough, let me know. My guy Hawk in the building. What's good, man? How y'all feeling? Outlaw King, my guy. I witnessed the Redskins win 14 games in the 91 season. And you know what I say to that? I say I envy you for it, because I wouldn't know how to act. Like, if fans of opposing teams think that I'm obnoxious now, witnessing no relative success in my lifetime as a fan here, I would not know how to act if we won a Super Bowl and went 14-2. Debatably, that's the greatest team in NFL history. And I know nothing of it because I was born in 91, October 91. I was a 3-month baby. My parents were at the parade. I was not. We've been ass ever since. It's my fault the team isn't good, bro. Blame me. Blame me. Mighty Dread, what's good? In my Fred Flintstone voice. Honestly, one of my favorite draft picks was when Gruden picked Sheriff. Even the commentators went full on Kevin Hart. Like, what the fuck? My favorite Jay Gruden soundbite ever is how he said, a guard. You guys drafted me a receiver that doesn't play, and a guard. Man. You know what's a funny draft moment? The Vikings in consecutive years missing their pick. You're on the clock during the draft, and Mike Tyson them, they didn't get the card turned in time, and they got skipped. Can you imagine that? Like, of all the teams, you would expect us to do something like that. Like, bro, imagine us not getting our pick in on time and someone replacing us in the draft spot. That would be absolutely insane. Remember the last draft class that was supposed to be weak? Yep, you never know. And I've been saying that the whole time. They told me Deshaun Watson wasn't going to be a great NFL quarterback and that Patrick Mahomes was a street ball circus player that wasn't going to be. They let Mitch Trubisky go before them. They told me Deshaun Kaiser was the best NFL-ready quarterback of that draft class. How did that turn out? Jack Del Rio checking in. Salute. Hey, my boy Zach, one of my group chat boys. In case you don't know, we're doing a War Room mock draft next week where we're going to go on the clock as a group chat unit, and we're all playing a role. And my guy Zach will be playing Jack Del Rio. I will be president of player personnel, Eric Stokes, and that is going to be a blast. We're going to put ourselves on the clock, and we're going to do a full 7-round Commanders mock draft. We might even do 2, one with trades, one without. We'll see. What's poppin', Nati? My dad is 90 years old. I spend every Sunday afternoon with him. That's love. That's beautiful. And that's the type of stuff we want to hear, man. You love to see it. You love to see it. I'm trying to get as much time in with my father as possible, man, because he's getting up there as well. And I want to soak in all of this content journey, the transition of the team, and hopefully back to glory days. Because when he tells me about those days, I just can't fathom it, man. I can't. I've never watched us win 11 games, bro. I've seen us win one playoff game. 2005 versus Tampa. Sean Taylor running back the fumble for a touchdown and then spitting in Michael Pittman's face and getting ejected from the game. 2005, bro. That was 17 years ago. I was 13 when we won our last playoff game. I am 30. Man, Santiago, what's going on, man? You will always be Cool Breeze, the best football analyst out there. Hey, man, I ain't gonna give myself all that yet, but I'm working on it, man. I'm out here just trying to build this thing up. It's not as great or at the level where I feel like it needs to be yet, but we working our way to it. What we got? We need to load up the offense. Yes, we do. DC for Life 202. We have spent so much on this defense, bro. Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, Chase Young, Deron Payne, Jamin Davis. It is time to use early picks on offensive talent. You just spent compensation and a $28 million contract on a quarterback. You know what you do for that quarterback? Load up the deck for him. Stop over evaluating what's on our roster. Curtis Samuel liked the guy. De'Ami Brown liked the guy. Dak Milne liked the guy. Cam Sims liked the guy. Not a damn one of them is stopping me from drafting a receiver in the first or second round. And if they are for you, bless your heart, man. What's popping and be easy? What's going on? Just getting going on the chat. We'll probably go for a while tonight. I ain't got nothing else to do tonight. I'm off. We talking football. We talking draft. We're talking whatever, man. Anything y'all want to ask me, get it off your chest. Let's talk about whatever y'all want. It's y'all world tonight, chat. If Olave is at 11, please draft him. I think he'll be there at 11. I think 2 receivers will be off the board at 11. I think Garrett Wilson is going 8 to the Falcons, and I think Drake London is going 10 to the Jets. The Jets don't have a bad receiving core, but they seem very thirsty to add to it. You know, they were very deep in talks for Tyreek Hill before he was dealt to the Dolphins. But, yeah, I think the 2 receivers go, and I think we take the 3rd one off the board, man. Whether the value is what the value is, bro. Go give me a baller receiver to put opposite Terry. It makes sense, and let's go out with a full Buckeyes receiving core of Terry, Olave, Curtis Samuel. Carson Wentz has no excuse. Especially if Gibson takes another step or we add a back in the draft, which I think we're going to do. Brother Cap said, we have a good defense. We patched up some holes via free agency and will during the draft. The first pick should definitely be Olave if he's available. We can still add depth pieces. I honestly think, I feel very confident that Olave is going to be the pick at 11. If Hamilton is there, we take him. He's top 5. Yeah, he's top 5 easily, and he's going to be top 5. I don't believe this media hype of he's going to last through the top 10 just because he doesn't know how to sprint and runs a weird 40-yard dash. Turn on that tape. That dude's absolutely electrifying. He covers across the field like an absolute animal. There's no way that's going to, we got a super, my guy Carlton. Hold up. Stop the presses. Shout out to my guy, Carlton Pagano Jackson, showing love. Olave is the one. Absolutely, bro. I like him. For those that say, I don't want a receiver under 200 pounds. Listen, man. Devontae Smith gave you about 1,000 yards last year with a running back throwing him the ball because I don't believe in Jalen Hurts as a quarterback yet. And if he had a real quarterback, he might have went for 1,300. And he's like 170 pounds, bro. Talent is talent, and you can't teach that type of thing. Will said, per your Kyle Hamilton chat episode, let's say he does slip to 11. Get him or trade back to get more picks to a team that wants him and still get the receiver you want. I think Ron and company would absolutely sprint to the podium for Kyle, and I would understand it. Me personally, I trade back a few spots and take Chris Olave. I'm cool. I'll take it. Throw us an extra second. Throw us a 3rd. throw us a future. You know what I'm saying? Like, trading back always sounds so exciting and fun and attractive to fans, but I am not sure that it's always as easy said than done. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a trade partner. Somebody has to be blowing your lineup. Like, when people get mad, oh, why didn't they trade back? We don't know that we had a good trade back. And if someone did call, they might not have came correct. When someone calls you to trade back, you have to agree with the value or counter it. And there has to be two parties willing to make a trade for a trade back. You know, it's not as simple as, oh, we should trade back, so it's got to happen. It's not that simple. Thoughts on having a quarterback who can see over an offensive line? I'm ecstatic about it. Say what you want about Carson Wentz. I see our fans are still reeling and grieving over it. Bro, I'm taking the 6'5", 237-pound gunslinger who can actually make all the throws across the field and who we've actually seen produce in the NFL over the journeyman good story. I should never be starting on an NFL roster guy. I'm excited to see Carson sling it. He may not be the long-term answer here. He also may be. So let's see it play out first. This is the best and most consistent quarterback Scott Turner has had since he's been in the building here. So I expect our offense to look significantly different. Dave in DC, what's going on, Big Dog? He said, your entire life and not one 11-win season. Nope. I've seen a couple 10-6s. I've never even seen us be good throughout a season. Every time we've made the postseason in my fan life, it was because some ridiculous, flukish run. Like in 2005, we were 5-6. We won 5 in a row, went to 10-6. 2007, the Sean Taylor year, rest his soul, 21 in my heart forever. We won 4 in a row to end the season, 9-7, got in the playoffs. 2012, we were 3-6, RG3's rookie season. We won 7 in a row to get the 10-6. 2015, the last time not the last time we won a division, but we had Kirk Cousins and we won a division that year because we got hot in December. We won like 4 of our last 5. And it's like, I've never seen us be good in September, October, November. Like, we always get hot and catch fire late. I don't even know what it looks like to see us just be a good team off rip, to see us high in the power rankings and kind of stay high in the power rankings throughout the season. It's pretty crazy, man. It's definitely crazy. G. Rich, appreciate you, man. He said you on your way. I hope to keep on my way, man. I love doing this content stuff. I love it. Olave is the pick. I believe so as well. Look at the top teams' endless weapons. Yeah, man. Look at Buffalo. Like, look at some of these teams right now. Like, we're really going to see what Tua's made of in Miami this year. I think he's going to have a great season. He has no excuse. Bro is throwing to Waddle and Tyreek Hill. I got Chase Edmonds in the backfield. That squad is built to win games. We're going to see what Tua's made of. What's your thought on Mechie in the second round? I like John Mechie. John Mechie's he's a solid second-round pick. Nothing I would consider in the first round, but he's the forgotten guy because Jameson Williams was so otherworldly. But Mechie is a playmaker. He's a baller. I see him doing most of his work out of the slot, though, personally. Let's see. What's good, Rhea? What's up, Kurt? Hamilton is my only exception. What do you think? Hey, I would not be mad if Kyle Hamilton was the pick at 11 because he has no business being there. That guy is to me, he's the best prospect in the draft. You can debate that it could be Aiden Hutchinson. If it's not Aiden Hutchinson, it's Kyle Hamilton. He's the most impressive player in the draft. He was a Bednarik Award finalist, and he missed half the year this year. As a backup, as a freshman, this dude put up 41 tackles and 4 picks. He is next level generational to me. First rounder safety Hamilton, low-key quarterback for the future. Kyle Hamilton's not going to be there at 11, y'all. Don't believe the media buzz. They're lying to all of us. They're lying to all of us, man. Showing love. My guy Carlton again with the $4.99 super chat. Salute to you, my fellow commander, my comrade, my guy. Like Chris Olave, man. It just seems like a perfect fit. If Wilson or Olave isn't there, and I know you don't want London, who do we pick? I mean, if Wilson and Olave are both off the board, at that point, if it's receiver, Drake London is the guy. Like Drake London or Traylon Burks. Like, who do y'all like more out of Traylon Burks and Drake London? Me personally, I like I like Traylon Burks. I've come to the light a little bit on Drake London after I've taken a deeper look at the situation. He's a little bit better with his feet, and he can create separation better than I thought. I just can't get out of my head that when I watch him play, I see an elite, undersized tight end, like more so than a receiver. But if that's the case, then if Wilson or Olave not on the board, I'm probably taking Derek Stingley if he's there. I just don't think any of those guys, like, I see those are premium positions. I can see Derek Stingley, Sauce Gardner, and Kyle Hamilton all going very, very early in the draft. Like Kyle Hamilton, I can see him going as early as 4 to the Jets. Jets have 2 top 10 picks, 4 and 10. I can see Sauce Gardner and Stingley also going in the top 10, man. You know what I don't want to see at 11? We better not draft the interior offensive or defensive player. Like, I don't want a guard, and I do not want a off-ball linebacker for the second year in a row. Especially in a defense where we rarely play with 3 backs on the field with a mic. We play a lot of 2 linebacker sets. Cole Holcomb and Jamin Davis. Those are your 2 linebackers. You could draft another one later. Hell no, we better not take Nakobe Dean or Devin Lloyd in the first round. And I don't want no parts of no offense. I don't want Kenyon Green. I don't want no guard, as Jay Gruden would say. I want no parts of that in the first round. What's the word on Christian Watson? I think he has great size, great speed. Like, he's like 6'5" and runs like a 4.39 40. Like, he went to North Dakota State. He has inconsistent hands. I see Martavis Bryant when I look at him. I may be wrong about that comp, but Martavis Bryant was flying past defenses before his endless suspension streak started. Wentz was good last year. 3,500, 27-7 on the first team is solid. We have better weapons. Look, if we draft an Olave, a London, a Wilson, a Burks, the receiving core of Terry, Curtis, him, Cam Sims, De'Ami Brown, that would be, like they said on ESPN yesterday, that would be the best cumulative weapon group that Carson has ever played with in his whole time in the NFL. Carson was good to start. No, he was bad to start the year and rough to end the year, especially after he had COVID the week of the Raiders game and then finished the season at Jacksonville. He laid an egg both of those weeks. But from weeks 4 through 11 last year, he was a top 10 quarterback in the league. If you don't believe it, go back and watch it. He was balling. He was lights out, and they were winning games, despite the fact that Indy was making him play like a game manager when that's not his style of quarterbacking. I think it'll also be good for him to go somewhere where he's not comfortable, somewhere where he's forced to acclimate himself and adapt. Like, Philly, he was given the keys to the franchise. Indianapolis, he's being traded from Frank Wright, his biggest advocate when he was in Philly and the guy responsible for drafting him. He knows he's on his final legs as an NFL starter in this league. We know we need to win and see some results this year. Put those 2 together, there's no reason we're not making the playoffs this year. I think we're going to at least be a wild card, and we're going to compete for the division this year. I'm thinking Terry will get his money once Landon. Are you concerned? No, look, fans, Commander Nation, hear me out. Hear me clearly. Relax on the Terry McLaurin stuff. He is going to get his money in July. They do deals in July. As Logan Thomas, ask Jonathan Allen. There's 3 untouchables on this team. It's Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, and Terry McLaurin. That's why they're the face of the rebrand. They're going to pay Terry because Terry overachieved. He's outplayed his rookie contract, and he's the most productive player on the roster. He's going to get his money, guys. Don't worry. Don't let all of these concocted trade discussions blur the lines for you. He's going to get his money in July. I'm going to stick with, I think he's going to get a 4-year, $95 million deal, which is a little bit under $24 million a season. He's earned it, especially here, where he's had to play with 10 starting quarterbacks in 3 years. Give the guy his money, and he's going to get his money. It'll get done right before camp. It'll be all hoorahs and kumbayas, and let's get to it, and let's get to winning some games. So, Santiago, I have no concern. 0% concern over the Terry situation. They're going to get him paid. Outlaw said the Super Bowl game against the Broncos was the one I enjoyed the most. Yeah, I've seen the NFL Films version of it where Doug put up like 35 points in the second quarter. I can't even fathom things like that. Like, I don't even know how to imagine stuff like that. Like, y'all did that we did that to Elway in the Super Bowl. And with a quarterback that at the time, that's when they were really questioning whether a black quarterback had the mental functionality and ability to play. Punk ass Jay Schrader waved him off the field earlier in the year. I'm glad Doug got his get back. I'm glad he got to win that and say, how you like me now at the end of it. You love to see it. That's why Doug is a legend here, and he will always be a part of the fabric of this franchise. Does Del Rio know what to do with Hamilton? We shall see. I think a guy that's that good, any defensive coordinator would know what to do with him. And honestly, Del Rio struggled here, but Del Rio's still one of the better defensive coordinators in the league. Like, don't get his resume messed up. That boy could coach some defense. I think a combination of injuries and not so much talent in the secondary mixed with him just being too lax and playing loose-ass zone defenses, it screwed us early. And we don't get off to fast starts on offense or defense. We always start the season off slow. We need to start a season off with a bang. Nothing to grieve over. Wentz is good. I was sick that we didn't get Russ too, you know what I'm saying? But I like Carson Wentz, and I'm not just saying that just to say it. I like his style of quarterbacking, man. Olave won't be there if we trade back. It depends on how far we trade back. You could be very correct because Olave is a good receiver, man. A really good receiver. Door Gunner, I envy you. I envy you, sir. You watched all 3 Super Bowl wins. I watched the third one in Pampers as a 3-month-old. I don't know what the hell is going on with my throat right now. I need to get me some water. I'm parched as hell. Wentz is a good football player, 27, 6 best in the league. Yeah, he had 9th best QBR in the league, even though I don't look too much into QBR. It's an ESPN created metric, but we could do a lot worse than Carson Wentz, and I wanted nothing to do with this class of free agent quarterbacks. And for everybody who tried to tell me that Jimmy Garoppolo was more coveted and a better quarterback than Carson Wentz, tell me how that went. His trade market is non-existent. Nobody wanted to trade for him. Not only is he coming off a shoulder surgery, dude has literally only produced 2 times and played in 2 seasons in his entire career. We're talking about a guy who's been in the league for 8 years, has 70 touchdowns. Like, no. Carson has one of the best touchdown to interception ratios at about 4-1 over his career. Like, come on, man. Give my guy a chance. Give Commander Carson a chance. We've seen a lot worse here. This guy actually has upside. I didn't want some medium quarterback like Tyrod Teddy of the Alex Smith cloth playing quarterback for him. I'm cool on that. 99, we were good and considered a Super Bowl favorite after we drafted LeVar and Chris Samuels, which attracted Deion. Yeah, man. I was young, but that was the first season I could truly remember and recall that I knew football. It was so exciting. Brad Johnson, Stephen Davis, Albert Connell and them boys, Michael Westbrook, them boys was putting up numbers, bro. I remember watching that playoff game with my dad where we beat the Lions in the wild card round. Stephen Davis was going crazy. We were a field goal snap. I think it was one of the Turk brothers, Dan Turk, who messed up the snap. And we were that away from playing the Rams, the greatest show on turf in the NFC Championship that year. That's the last time we were a legitimate Super Bowl contender. And then it all went to hell. Dan and Vinny Serrato were going on shopping sprees for washed name brand vets. And we're here in 2022, and not much has improved over those 22 years. Yep, he's family. Thank you. Thank you, Patrick. I applaud this. He is family now. Support your quarterback. Support the players on the roster. Support the damn coach because he's a good person. Y'all be talking crazy about Ron Rivera. Like, don't let the demons or the demon that sits atop this organization make you spew venom at the wrong people. Because there are good people running this shit now. Actually credible, respectable, knowledgeable people. Keep that venom at them and keep that energy at him. because, bro, we got good people running this shit now. We just need to, you know what I'm saying? We need to make it happen. We gotta do something this year. We gotta get some results. We have to make the playoffs this year. I want one of those elite wideouts. Kenneth Walker III, the running back out of Michigan State. Love it. People think we don't have a need at running back. I'm not so sure. Antonio Gibson is an every down running back one. I think he needs competition. You bring in Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker, I guarantee you they're RB1 by the end of the season. 100%. They are every down feature backs. And they're not going to put the ball on the ground 6 times. Tua is garbage. Like I said, Tua's not garbage, though. He's not garbage. How's Tua garbage? Tua's numbers and his winning percentage are both good. Tua has a winning record since he's been in the league, and Tua has a positive touchdown to interception ratio. Has he popped yet? No. But is he garbage? Hell no. Stop it. Y'all know what garbage is? Garbage is what we watched last year for 16 games. Say what you want about him. That was garbage. 20 touchdowns, 15 picks. Left a couple games on the field because we can't make all the throws. That's garbage. Dwayne Haskins, that's garbage. That's garbage. Tua's not garbage. Cut it out. You should do this for a professional football team. Hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna do it on my own, man. I think I'm a little too blunt. You know what I'm saying? I know how to switch it up in a professional environment, but I think my mouth is a little too spicy to be working for a team. I'd be too honest about the team. You know what I'm saying? What about reactionary draft picks? Like another NFC East team drafts a top draft. Do you counter that with a cornerback or safety? I don't think it's a good strategy or line of thinking to counter what your NFC East opponent is doing. Like, and the only team that picks in front of us, the Giants, they have 2 picks. I'm not basing my draft board off of what the last place team in the division is doing. Me perfectly. Like, to be perfectly honest, they're probably going to get a lineman in Kayvon Thibodeau or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go draft an O-lineman because they did that, because I'm not worried about the New York Giants, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if we're in a place for me to be saying stuff like that, but you know what? I'm going to talk my shit a little bit. I'm not worried about the New York Giants. They don't concern me at all, and they would not change the way that I draft. Guy on toilet in Variable's house on draft. Oh, yeah, that was hilarious, bro. Dude was just trying to take a shit in peace. Yo, those cameras in draft parties, they're so intrusive, man. They're so intrusive. There's so many funny things to see in the background. Like when CeeDee Lamb snatched the phone from his girl when she was trying to see his phone on draft night. And when old boy was hugging his girlfriend and his mama was like, get her out of the picture. This ain't your moment. Like, there's been so many moments during the draft. It is hilarious, man. It is so funny. He said, I watched Hard Knocks and read the tweets after Wentz departure. They loved him. And Irsay is like a crack addict. Like, he's like a fiend. I don't really take too much for what he's saying. And I would suggest everyone who hasn't watched the Colt season of Hard Knocks, watch it. That camera's on Carson Wentz a whole bunch. I don't see what they're talking about. I don't see some guy that doesn't talk to teammates, doesn't respond well to teammates. I see a supportive dude. I think the disconnect comes because he's a man of faith. So he probably comes off judgy to some of his younger teammates because he's very by the book, by the Bible. And he probably comes off like judgy. You know, like that's the only way I can put it. Like, he probably comes off too Tim Tebow-y for some of the guys in the locker room, and not 21, 22-year-old young players from urban environments. They're not trying to hear that from the quarterback. Like, I don't really think there's a narrative that he's a bad person or no shit like that. Like, also, Philly is a weird place, man. Like, I don't know. I guess they're prepping for next year's draft. I don't know why they made – other than that, I don't know why they made the trade they made with the Saints the other day. My boy Zach. Hold up. My boy Zach with the super. My boy Zach with the super. Let me find it. Dude, where is this? Asia, where you at? I set Asia Robertson to be a mod in my chat tonight. I don't see her in here modding, though. Where you at, Mod Robinson? Hey, draft night's going to be lit, man. Appreciate you in the pod. One of the few straightforward, no bullshit, organic, fun Commander pods out there. Keep grinding, bro. That's my brother right there. I appreciate you, my guy. You've looked out for me behind the scenes. We have such a good time in our group chat, and I cannot wait to do this war room and take in the first round of that draft with y'all, man. I appreciate that so much, my brother. My brother. Tua just got there, and he has been hurt. I mean, he played a good majority of the season last year, and they had a winning record when he was on the field. What up, Sugar Daddy? What's good, Unc? How you feel? We weren't worried about the Eagles last year. Yeah, that's cool. I'm still not worried about the Eagles. The Eagles swept us barely with Garrett Gilbert and Taylor Heineke starting at quarterback for us. They're not going to have that option this year. Xavier Anderson. What up, Xavier? Oh, that's my boy. One of my alumni. What's good with you, X? Freedom High School alumni right there, man. What's good, my boy? He said, don't sleep on us. The Giants fans, they coming out the woodwork. I ain't sleeping on nobody. Honestly, the division's wide open. Dallas got weaker. There's no prohibitive favorite in the division this year. Honestly, the Giants should draft Malik Willis because I think Brian Dable will bring every bit of greatness out of Malik Willis like he did with Josh Allen, because I think Malik Willis is that special. But I actually think Malik Willis is going to go second in the draft, bro. I think he's going to go to the Lions or the Saints, or someone are going to trade up to number 2. I think he's going way earlier than people expected, and he's going to be the first quarterback off the board like I've been saying for months. Pedro, what's going on, my bro? He said, I'm not too worried about the Eagles. I'm not worried about them either, bro. Like, fam, they don't scare me at all, bro. I watched Garrett Gilbert almost beat them in prime time last year when 90% of the roster was on the COVID list. I'm supposed to be afraid of that. I'm supposed to be afraid of Jalen Hurts, a dude who has 22 touchdowns and, 20 starts in the league? I'm afraid. I'm supposed to be afraid of that? Imagine the numbers Devontae Smith could have put up if he had a quarterback that could get him the football. Jalen Smith's legs, they present an issue. He's a great athletic quarterback. He's like Dollar General Lamar Jackson, except Lamar can actually throw the football. Like, man. Xander Horvath from Purdue. Well, first of all, what's going on Washington Command Center? He's an absolute horse. I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I have no idea who Xander Horvath is. Let me know what position he plays and stuff, and I will definitely take a look at him. I'm not going to sit here in front to you. I am not Mel Kiper. I'm not Todd McShay or Matt Miller. If I don't know a prospect, I'm going to let you know I don't know a prospect, and I don't know who the hell that is, bro. Howie will screw up their draft, always does. I like the move he made, though. I hope he does screw up their draft, but Eagles fans that believe in Jalen Hurts, I promise you your quarterback next year is going to be Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud, because y'all made that move as insurance, because y'all know Jalen Hurts is not that guy. Y'all know he's not that guy. Y'all have put yourself in prime position to make that trade up next year for one of these big dog quarterbacks. For those of you that do watch college football, who do you think is the better quarterback, C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young? I think C.J. Stroud is going to be the first pick of the draft next year. Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Anybody here going to the stadium on draft night? Yeah, who's going to the draft night party? I won't be, because I'm going to be going live on the channel at my boys' house, Tay Todd, Jalen, Alex, hopefully my man Zach. We're going to be going live together and watching the draft together on YouTube in person. So that's where I'm going to be on draft night. But everybody else, y'all should go to the draft party, bro. Go to FedEx Field, man. I can see this content growing. Rio, Ed, Street Scores, Juan Gotti, Pedro, Louis T, Jerry's Corner will be at the top. Hey, man, and there's room out here for all of us to eat. Like, it's not a competition thing. Like, I want my content to be as great as possible, but I'm not competing with nobody, because there's actually a lane here. In 2022, this whole content creator community, YouTube, podcast, creator, anything, there's a lane and an avenue where people who don't have college degrees work for major companies, that we can make it on our own, just sitting in front of a camera and a microphone, spewing our opinions. And I want everybody to eat that's in this avenue. So people that try to compare, like I get comments, it's, oh, you want to be Louis, you fake Louis T, you fake this. Like, no, bro, I'm just being myself. as is all the other creators. I want everybody to eat. I want to collaborate with everybody, and I want us all to thrive on here, and I want us all to get rich off this shit. I want us all to be able to live full time off this shit, because I know me personally, I don't want to work for people anymore. I'm not trying to clock into the warehouse anymore. I'm not trying to work overnights anymore. I want to stay home and create content for a living every day. So I'm going to do everything in my power to put myself in position to do so. Salute to you for the acknowledgement and the appreciation and the support, my guy. Let me see. They don't trust Hurts to be the guy. They shouldn't. He hasn't shown the ability as a passer to be trusted yet. If we fix that line, we will give you a run for your money. Listen, the Giants, I love the hires you guys made pairing up the Buffalo guys, Joe Shane and Brian Daboll. I can't hate on that at all. That is a significant upgrade than that freaking clown show, Joe Judge, who had assistant coaches running laps at training camp. Honestly, one of those assistant coaches should have Will Smith slapped the shit out of Joe Judge for making them run laps at a practice. Who the hell do you think you are as an unproven coach to have coaches running laps at practice? Somebody should have handed him a fade, because, and he was talking that shit against Washington too. And we swept that ass last year. Oh, we're not a clown show organization. We don't punch each other on the sideline. You know what you do? You sit at last place in the NFC East, and that's where you are until proven otherwise with your bum ass. Joe Judge, loser. Philly's going to try to draft Stroud or Bryce next season if Hurts is true. Oh, for sure. For sure. I will put it out there right now. One of them will be the quarterback in Philly next year, because Jalen Hurts is not it, bro. I'm telling you, Jalen Hurts is not that guy, bro. They're the Eagle fans that are clowning us for Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is better than Jalen Hurts, bro. He's a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has not shown the ability to win a game with his arm yet. Eagles also played bum quarterbacks like we did in 2020. Exactly. Bro, Garrett Gilbert had us. We were up 10 on them with Garrett Gilbert. Show of hands, how many people know who Garrett Gilbert is in the chat right now? He's a bum. He was a cast-off from Dallas bum. We lost close games, blew leads against the silly Eagles. We blew it versus the Chiefs. If we had any type of quarterback versus the Chiefs, we would have won. If we had any type of quarterback versus the Packers, we would have won. Yo, we didn't punt the ball versus the Green Bay Packers. We walked up and down the field the entire game and scored under 20 points. Like, that's how outrageous our season was last year. We got Taylor taking slides at the 1 yard line, Gibson fumbling in the red zone. We can't have that, bro. Like, we don't have the luxury to make back-breaking mistakes and capitalize and bounce back from them. Milo Iver was playing. Exactly. Hey, shout out to him. He got brought back this year, but look at the dreck we put out on the field, man. COVID whooped our ass, bro. After that 4-game winning streak, which actually made me drink the Kool-Aid, I was on YouTube going crazy. Oh, we're gonna win a division. We're gonna hawk Dallas. We're doing something. Never again. Never again am I going to be that delusional, bro. And then the Omicron variant came through and wiped out the whole damn roster. And we showed up to Philly on a primetime game, pushed back a couple days with the replacements, with the Shane Falco squad, but with no Shane Falco. And still should have won the game. And the game where they came to D.C., where the guardrails fell on Jalen Hurts and he almost had his career ended because our stadium is a toilet bowl. We should have won that game too. You know what other game we should have won? Week 1. But our running back, Antonio Gibson, decides to give Justin Herbert the ball on the 6-yard line with 6 minutes left to take the lead in the game after William Jackson had a game-changing interception. We have to stop beating ourselves. I'm so sick of it. I'm pretty sure all the Commanders fans, Washington football team, Redskin fans in the chat, we can all name of some epically bad fuck up that feels like it would only happen here in Washington, bro. Y'all remember when we almost beat the undefeated Saints the year they won the Super Bowl and Kareem Moore caught a pick at the end of the half and got absolutely bitched by Robert Meacham and he took the ball out of his hands and then ran it in for a touchdown? I promise you shit like that does not happen anywhere but here, man. Like, where else does that type of shit happen, bro? Let me see. We got a super. Hey, shout out Tyrone for the $5 super. Xander Horvath, the running back for Purdue. He's a dog. I see Chris Henry in him. Please pull up his highlights. Bet I will definitely pull up his highlights because I'm looking for a dog RB1 here, and I think the jury is still out and deliberating when it comes to our guy, Antonio Gibson. Love the guy, though. The linebacker, Chanel. Yeah, Leo Chanel. He's a beast. He's definitely a beast. I'm just not sure we're as in on the linebacker market as fans would like to think so, you know? Because like my guy Josh was pointing out on my Kyle Hamilton episode earlier, we don't run a lot of 3 linebacker sets. We run a lot of 2 linebacker sets. And Jamin was coming off the field most of the time on those sets. We need Jamin and Cole to hold it down, bro. Cole has outplayed his draft position as well, man. I ain't mad at what he's given us so far. All I'm saying is that everyone that thought we would be the bottom dwellers last year and pose no real threat in the division, they went on to earn a playoff spot and swept us. Hey, more power to them, but I think there's a lot more context to that. They weren't some impressive team. Yeah, they hung in there with some good teams. They also could barely beat our scab squads, our practice squads, you know? I think the NFC as a whole has took a huge hit with all kinds of talent going to the AFC, and we're one of the only NFC teams that got some talent back with one. Exactly. We improved this offseason. One of the few teams in the NFC that actually improved this offseason, especially in the division. All the talents went to the AFC. All the quarterbacks have went to the AFC. You know what I'm saying? We have a shot in this conference. Shit, if Brady didn't come back, we'd really have a shot in this conference. You know? Rodgers' receiving room is complete poverty right now. I'm sure they're going to work on that in the draft, but he's just him out there with his contract right now. Him and Matt LaFleur and Rodgers' record-setting contract alone in Wisconsin right now. Bless his heart. He'll still put up numbers, though. I don't trust Kiper Jr., Goat Finesser. I like Bell. Just like all the other draft experts, there's no such thing as being a real expert because the draft is such a crapshoot. So many guys we're high on every year flop. Like most first round picks fail. Like, bro, I was watching the 2013 draft the other day. Bro, there's like no hits in the first round. There's like 3 hits out of 32 picks. It was so bad, bro. There are so many bad drafts. And no matter how good a guy was coming out of college, so many things factor in whether they're going to actually prosper in the league. And it is insane. But I love the spectacle of it. I enjoy every second of the draft. And I'm going to try my best to stream the entire draft. I know nights 1 and 2, I'll be at my boy Pascal Todd of the Tay and Todd podcast channel. I'll be there with him and my boys. We'll be going for the first 3 rounds live on YouTube. The rest of it, I'll probably stream it. I'll probably have some people join me on a live stream, and we can watch the rest of the draft because I love this shit. Even when it gets boring and we get to like the 6th round, my dumb ass is still glued to it, just waiting to hear the story on every player as they get picked. But like I was saying, though, man, guys, if you cover the draft, if you're one of the people that cover the draft, please let these guys have their night. Please let these guys enjoy their night without having to relive and rehash the traumatic childhoods or impoverished upbringing that they have. Just be happy for them, man. Like it depresses the shit out of me hearing some of these stories on draft night. Like, bro, I'm out here about to cry because I'm happy for these dudes getting picked. And they, oh my God, and his uncle got murdered 2 weeks before his pro day. Like, fam, I'm cool on that, bro. Like, I'm cool. Like, just say happy things, man. Say happy things. Never draft a Bama or OSU quarterback. Ask the Patriots about drafting a Bama quarterback. Fields is going to do fine in Chicago, too. Scouting the helmet, that's just not a thing I subscribe to. CJ Stroud, if you watch him and you think that he's not special, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you at all. CJ Stroud's going to be the first overall pick next year. Bryce Young is very talented. His size, he's very, like, small statured, and he's 5'11". But like my boy Jalen was pointing out to me yesterday, the things that he does pre-snap and the thing that he's built with up here is why he's going to be a problem in the NFL. But you know what I'm saying? Mac Jones, everybody told me Mac Jones was going to suck. I told you all offseason, Mac Jones processes faster than most quarterbacks. A quarterback that processes fast and gets the ball out of his hands and that could beat you up here with his mental, that usually succeeds in this league. He may not ever be the best quarterback in the league. He's always going to produce, and he's always going to find ways to win games, though. You don't have to have the craziest arm. If Taylor Heineke processed better and had better pocket presence, we would have won more games last year. Xander is a 6'2", 230-pound power back, good speed, great hands, hurdles. Bring him here. I like it. I like to hear it. Sounds like an RB1 that we might use. Bryce Young might be one. Yeah, I think it's going to be him or Stroud, like for sure. I think as a whole, though, the quarterback class isn't as great as people are like deeming it to be. And you never know, man. Jared said, Nazi, hush up and stop running. What's going on with Nazi and Jairus? Nazi, you ducking Jairus? You ducking an appearance? Let's go. Rio, your humbleness is awesome, big dog. Keep it up. Thank you. You know, some might say I'm not humble because I speak my mind even when it's inappropriate and I say whatever comes to my mind, but I appreciate that. I try to be humble because shit, at the end of the day, I'm nobody. I'm just a fan with a channel and a lot of opinions, you know. I'm not no celebrity or no public figure. All you guys I named are equally great. I watch all you guys' videos. Hell yeah, man. I watch everybody's stuff too. I've watched them for years. Those dudes inspired me to do this. I loved it. Like, if you love something, like, why not just open up your computer, get a microphone, a camera, and record yourself doing it? You like playing video games, stream your games. Like, whatever your thing is, do it. Like, it's 2022. Like, there are lanes and avenues for everyone to find some type of success and happiness in doing so. And people, like, there's a lot of people in the fan base who, oh, everybody in the fan base has a podcast. Like, who do they think they are? Like, bro, some of us enjoy doing this shit. Like, this is more than a hobby for some of us. Like, if we're gonna sit and run our thumbs on Twitter and say opinions all the time, why not just record yourself doing it and build a community and an audience to interact with and do it with you all the time? Like, that is so much fun. That's the most fun about this is doing live streams or like going through the comments after you post a video and seeing all the different opinions and stuff. Even though some people be wilding and saying crazy shit in the comments, you know, it's always a good time. And I love hearing everybody's opinion. So mad that Judge got. I know. I wish Joe Judge had a lifetime contract with the Giants because he's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot. Judge had no self-awareness. Yo, Judge, I think Judge worked for Belichick so long, he thought he was Belichick. He thought he was coming to New York to just run shit. That was a mistake. Judge Joe Brown. Judge. Yo, that's hilarious, yo. Joe Judge, man, may he never see a head coaching job ever again. Yo, this is hilarious, yo. We're going in right now. We're almost at the hour mark. I don't even see an end in sight because I have a lot on my mind. We could just keep talking. I didn't even know who 19 was when he got on the field. Hell yeah. It's like that game back where Kirk Cousins went to Seattle and we were introducing linemen to him in the huddle that day because we had no offensive linemen and somehow pulled that game out. I swear there's unfortunes and things that happen to this team that don't exist in real life for other franchises. Like, we're like an HBO drama, an SNL parody, all put in one. I just want things to be normal here. That's why when Ron said he's tired of being a butt of jokes, I don't care if he's been here for 2 years. He should be tired. That shit is intoxicating. He's trying to turn a franchise around, and every other day he has to answer for our stupid-ass owner. Do you know how frustrating that shit must be? To be putting your all into trying to build a winning franchise and everything you do is immediately like distracted because there's something else about Dan. Like, oh my God, I knew he knew what he was signing up for when he took the job, and I still think he's the right man for it. But bro, it must be so hard, bro. Hell yeah. I see. I'm definitely gonna pull that up, my guy. Montez Sweat. Speaking of Montez Sweat, I think the two biggest, I think even more so than Carson Wentz, we need Chase Young to look generational, and we need Montez Sweat to play like a first rounder this year. We need them to stop running past quarterbacks and actually both develop. Like, they should be with Charles Mann Bruce Smith, somebody, and spending the whole offseason learning how to use their hands and learning to have a pass rush plan. Because I'm tired of just seeing them trying to out-athlete tackles every play. Like, there's no reason why F.A. Abada, the defensive end that our fans complained about us signing, has been as productive as them over the last 2 years. Like, bro, no, man. There's no reason why Azeez Ojulari in New York is outproducing Chase and Sweat, bro. Like, come on, man. Y'all got to do better, man. Y'all got to do better. Chase and Sweat. Especially Chase. I think there's more pressure on Chase Young than there is Carson Wentz, because when you get that generational tag attached to your name, you go number 2 in a draft class where a few picks later, an absolute bona fide elite quarterback goes by the name of Justin Herbert, who all draft pundits were wrong about. You have to perform, or forever we're going to live with revisionist history and say we should have took Justin Herbert instead of Chase Young. Chase Young was the right pick for us at the time. But what that tells me is that most of the league, they did a shit job of evaluating Justin Herbert, because that type of talent, even though Oregon didn't play to his skill set, like, you should not be able to miss that type of talent, bro. Justin Herbert is a bona fide superstar and has produced more in 2 years almost in every quarterback in NFL history. I remember Barry Church versus Kirk Cousins. Good times, man. Good times. For Sugar Daddy, for y'all Dallas fans, I got a video coming for y'all soon, because I think y'all need some humbling. Some of y'all been talking real crazy in the comments on IG, on Twitter. I think y'all need some humbling. I think we owe y'all a real ass whooping after what y'all did to us on Sunday night last year. I got a video coming. Tell Mark I'm coming. Like, I got some content coming for you Dallas bastards, man, because y'all need some real humbling. Caleb Williams is better than Stroud and Young. I don't know. I think he just transferred for a reason, because it started good. He struggled. We haven't seen Stroud and Young struggle yet. Caleb Williams struggled, and that's why he ended up going to USC. You know what I'm saying? He didn't struggle on the level of Spencer Rattler's dumbass, who I was high on, but Caleb Williams has to bounce back at USC. I'm excited to see that, because USC, they've been getting held back by bum-ass Keaton Slovis. Like, he sucks. So if we drafted a running back, would Gibson eventually be the number 2 back? Let him compete for it. Let him compete and split carries. If Gibson is the true RB1, it'll show in camp. It'll show when the balls and the bullets start flying, man. Let Gibson have some competition. I don't think he should be given. He hasn't done enough to be given an RB1. If Kyle Hamilton is there and Garrett Wilson and Ahmad Gardner, who are you taking? I'm not taking Sauce Gardner. Personally, I'm taking Garrett Wilson, but the team would take Kyle Hamilton. Like, I'm almost 100% positive Ron and company would take Kyle Hamilton. I'm taking Garrett Wilson there, because I see young Odell Beckham and Garrett Wilson. He is an absolute baller. He plays much bigger than his size. He high points the football, attacks it in the air, and what he does with the ball in his hands, he's a game-changing receiver. But I think Kyle Hamilton would be the pick in that case. He could take over a game. Yes, he is. He can take over a game. He will wear your defense down. Okay. Hamilton. I like Kyle Hamilton. I love Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton's not going to be there at 11. I don't care what any of these mock draft prognosticators are saying. I'll believe it when I see it. Kyle Hamilton will not slide out of the top 10. He'll go top 5 before he makes it to 11. You know what I'm saying? If we could land Leo Chennault to play the Mike and Jalen Petrie to play, I think that's the safety out of Baylor, right? To play the nickel, our defense would be 2000 Ravens, 2002 Bucks level. The crazy thing is, with all the talent we already have on our defense, they should already be able to get to that level. The coaches have to do a better job. The players have to produce. They have to live up to their draft statuses. Your whole front 4 are first-round picks. You're a first-round pick linebacker. Live up to it. Produce. Oh, Sugar Daddy said the Cowboys have not improved. Exactly, and you love to see it. That NFC East is wide open. You forgot one more player that is untouchable to me, at least. Cam Curl, best defensive player we've had since Sean Taylor. I don't know if I'd say he's the best since Sean Taylor. Maybe he's best safety, but I love Cam Curl. That's my guy. Had him on the show a couple weeks ago. Cool, chill dude, man. His father's also awesome. Love Cam Curl. I think if we pair him with a true free safety, that would be amazing. Hamilton and Curl with McCain being the interchangeable piece on the defense, that would be fire. But I want offense, man. Offense wins now, man. Offense wins, and I believe we have enough pieces on defense to do stuff if they actually just produce and live up to their name and draft position. If Chase and Het stay healthy, we'll win a division. Yeah, if they produce. Chase was healthy for like 10 weeks last year. He wasn't doing much of shit. Like he had a decent pressure rate, but like, you know what I'm saying, he forced a couple fumbles that impacted games, one versus Denver and one versus New Orleans, but Chase got taken out of a lot of games. So was Montez. They gotta both be what we expected them to be when we drafted them, man. I don't think it's so much that we need so much more on defense. We just need the players we have here to actually produce. Stack that receiving core up. Isn't Amari Rodgers a Packers wideout? Maybe him and another young pick will be his new target. I felt Rodgers helped groom Nelson. He did. And Rodgers is so damn otherworldly gifted and elite that he's going to make players. Come on now. He had Marquez Valdez-Scantling look like a formidable starting receiver in the league. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see George Pickens there for them. Yeah, Sugar Daddy, appreciate you. Y'all hit the like button, bro. We got 85 people in the chat right now. Everybody smash that thumbs up. Smash that like button. Let's run it up. You know what I'm saying? Every metric works. Every subscriber, like, view, comment, super. Everything helps the channel, man. Mac Jones stinks. That's a lie, though. That's a lie. He was the best rookie quarterback last year, with a close second being Davis Mills, and he was the fourth one taken in the first round. So I don't know how that stinks. But give me some explanation on how he stinks. He slept with his 27 brothers and sisters on the dirt floor of his grandmother's one room. Yeah, that's exactly how they be in the draft, bro. Yo, Trey Wingo was the worst. Like, Trey Wingo used to Birdman hand rub about players' trauma. Like, he used to get pumped, his eyebrows would perk up like, ooh, I cannot wait to talk about how his mother did cocaine in front of him when he was 7 years old. Like, that should be crazy, yo. I'm sitting here emotional as hell already because watching dudes go to the NFL, which was my dream as a kid, that shit gives me chills, goosebumps. I get emotional watching that shit. And they make it worse because they turn the draft into a Tyler Perry Lifetime movie and start telling us about all the transgressions they've went through. Like, fam, talk about what he did on the football field just for the night, bro. Mac's so good. Bill had him throw 3 passes against the Bills. I mean, that doesn't make him not good, though. He had a good rookie season. I don't know what your vendetta against Mac is, but he had a good rookie season. He had the most successful rookie season of all of the quarterbacks in the year of the quarterback draft. So I don't know what to tell you. Tyrone Williams, shout out for the $2 super. Notre Dame's tight end will be the #1 pick next year. I don't think a tight end will ever be the #1 pick in the draft because I think that's insane. Like, I didn't even like that the Falcons picked Kyle Pitts at the #4 pick. I don't know if I could stomach. Nah, bro, I'm going to have to disagree with you. It's going to be C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young or some surprise quarterback that just outdoes everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's no way in hell a tight end is going to go #1. Grayson McCall. Yeah, from Coastal Carolina. He's a fast processor. I agree. Mayer is not – I'm saying he's nice, but a #1 pick, though? Like, there's no way a tight end is going to – if a #1 pick – if a tight end ever goes as the #1 pick in the NFL draft, I'll delete my YouTube channel. I'm lying. I'm not going to do that. But there's also never going to be a tight end that goes as the #1 pick in the draft. Like the #1 pick in the draft is always going to be an edge rusher, quarterback, or tackle. Like, I don't think like there's no other position that's going #1 in the draft in today's age of football. I'm a big fan of all the DC content creators. Yes, sir. So am I, man. And we appreciate every single one of y'all who tune in, especially me. I appreciate y'all that just take the time to listen to me ramble. That's why the channel's called Rambling with Rio, because I ramble. I don't have a sheet in front of me. I don't have a, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a teleprompter. Like, sometimes, like, when I have a certain level of guests come on, I'll bullet point a couple topics I like to hit on, but it's just me running off at the fucking mouth and you know what I'm saying, spreading vibes. Rico at Street Scores inspired me to start a channel. Yep, Rico, Lou, Pedro, Juan, all those guys. Watching people do it. Kyle over there at the Burgundy Zone. My guy, Big Doug. There's so many people out there doing this shit, man. They got me into it, and now I'm fully entrenched in the community, and I love this shit. Like, dude, it's cool as shit to be out somewhere, and someone like, yo, you're the dude from YouTube. Like, oh shit, someone actually recognized my ugly ass in public. That's what's up. Shit's a good feeling. Appreciate you too, Jarris. And yo, Jarris is hilarious, yo. Jarris be talking spicy too. Jarris be ready to throw hands. I enjoy y'all football therapy podcast. Great objective thinkers. It's needed. The detractors don't like it. They don't have to watch. Exactly. Like, I'm not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I use profanity on my show because that's who I am. I'm a cursor. I am a cursor. I am a elite first ballot Hall of Fame user of profanities. And if I'm going to make content, this is the only way I'm going to do it. Ain't nobody telling Pat McAfee not to cuss on his show. He's an absolute superstar. He's one of my favorite people to watch content of. If you didn't see what Pat McAfee was pulling off at WrestleMania last week, I suggest you to YouTube it when you finish this. Pat McAfee is an absolute superstar. But that Barstool Sports Raw type of sports conversation, that's what I'm here for, because we get enough of the regurgitated media types all saying the same things in a boring tone with no sense of humor or entertainment. Like, I'm talking about sports from a fan's perspective, a fan that obsesses about this shit, but also wants to have fun with it. Like, this shit should just feel like barroom talk. I ain't no journalist. I don't work for NBC Sports Washington, the team, nobody. I work for a job, and hopefully this is my job one day. You know what I'm saying? I think he just got tired of reading my long ass comment. Hey, I appreciate long comments. Hey, I appreciate the think piece comments that we get on these videos. It shows you that someone actually took the time to listen to your whole video, like to listen to your whole video and hear your content. Because you can tell when someone did not watch your video and they like attack you for something, and you're like, bro, I explained that exact point at minute 19 in the video. So I definitely appreciate when people write me think pieces. Sometimes it gets a little aggressive, but you know, it is what it is, man. He's talking about my Cowboys, right? Your Cowboys, man. I can't wait to see all this year, bro. I think we're going to open up the season at Indy or at Philly. Like, we're going to open the season with a Carson Wentz revenge game. I wish it was a trash opponent. I wish we could start the season off with Detroit or Houston, but I feel like it's going to be Carson revenge week off rip. Yep. Astonishing Mr. Football is now Washington Command Center. I'm 100% confident Chase Young will be back. Chase Young needs to give me, what's a sack number y'all feel is acceptable for Chase this year? I feel like the base level should start at about 11 or 12 sacks. I need 11 or 12 sacks out of Chase Young in year 3, or I'm going to start feeling like, man, like I need to see it, man. Bloodshot. What's up, Bloodshot? Shout out to him. Sub to my guy, Bloodshot Sports Channel. Chase should take karate. Chase should take karate. Chase should do something to learn how to use his hands better, because he's too supremely gifted. He looks like a freaking Greek guy. It's funny. Someone asked me, I did a live Q&A on Instagram the other day, and one of my boys asked me who I thought the most attractive player on the team was, which to most guys, they're going to be like, pause. No homo. I was like, you know what? I'm going to answer this question because I'm secure in mine. I was like, nobody looks better in a uniform than Chase. He looks like a freaking, like a Greek god in a uniform. I need him to play like one. I need him to stop pitter-patting, playing patty cake with tackles. What Rashawn Slater was doing to boy in week 1 was very deflating. I watched it up close. Almost had a damn heat stroke in section 101. I synced it in 4K. I need Chase to be better this year. Herbert wouldn't have been as good here. He would have got killed that year. Our O-line was horrible. Honestly, I think Herbert's one of those guys that no matter what situation you put him in, he would have somehow thrived because he's that good. He's that good, bro. Some guys are just special, man. Like, even when we had bad O-lines, the offensive coordinators we've had here have had receivers run open and quarterbacks just couldn't make the play. Dwayne Haskins sucked. Like, anybody who thinks Dwayne Haskins got a bad rap here, you're lying to yourself. And I would like you to please reevaluate your life as a football fan. He had more than a fair shot. He's an idiot. He didn't work hard. He was here for the celebrity. He wanted to buy cars, wear chains, and post workout videos that did not improve himself as a quarterback. And yeah, we were ready for that smoke in 2022, Sugar Daddy. Commander Carson is not Taylor Heineke, bruh. Obata was a great pickup. He was. Everybody hated it because he came from Carolina. Because Ron has an affinity for Charlotte. If you've ever been to the city of Charlotte, played for the Panthers, attended a Panthers game, or went to UNC Chapel Hill, you could be a Washington Commander, bro. But F.A. Abada and Andrew Norwell both made sense here. And especially for the price we're paying for Andrew Norwell, because I'm one of those people. I don't think Brandon Scherff was as good as a lot of people made him seem. Yes, he had an all-pro season. I respect him for that. Also, he did it in a year where top-level guards were injury-prone. Do not ever mistake Brandon Scherff for Quentin Nelson, because he's not even on the same planet, stratosphere, or in the same building as Quentin Nelson. He's not that special. We're going to see how good Brandon Scherff is in Jacksonville. You always find diamonds in the rough as far as players. Hell yeah, command center, he definitely does. He reaches deep with it. He needs to hook up with Charles. Yeah, he has to. They have to work with somebody, bro. And instead of missing OTAs to shoot eBay commercials, why don't you be there leading the squad, bro? Like, I gave him a pass on that because I'm like, it's OTAs. Like, you don't got to be there. It's voluntary for a reason. No, the faces of the franchise should be at freaking OTAs and not shooting eBay commercials that nobody ever saw. LaRon Landry was great when he was able to play. I don't know about great. D'Angelo Hall actually produced here for a good amount of time. He made a lot of plays here. Like, D'Angelo Hall is what I feel like Trevon Diggs is for Dallas. And before Cowboy fans have a tussy about it, I don't think Trevon Diggs is a shutdown corner, but I think he's a playmaker. He's not locking dudes up left and right, bro. But every time that ball's in his vicinity, he finds it. That was the type of player D'Angelo Hall was. And that's what I see out of Trevon Diggs. He said, I watch so much football. I know, man. I do. I watch so much, man. I always want to learn new teams. I always want to learn a new thing about the sport, like every day. Like, I spend most of my off time watching film, watching tape, watching our old games, rewatching games, imagining that something's different. I don't think Curl is as good as LaRon. Nah, bro. LaRon Landry was never that good, bro. Bless LaRon Landry and his steroids heart, but he was never that nice, bro. He was never that guy. Wesley, appreciate you, man. I got you, man. We only go up from here. I'm going to keep the content coming. Hey, Xavier, make a YouTube, bro. Make a Giants YouTube channel. I know you know the sport. You're going to get a lot of New York fans, too. They're going to hear that New York accent. Bro, talk about the Giants and talk about your bum-ass Knicks, bro. Make a YouTube channel. I'm telling you, this shit is fun, bro. This shit is therapeutic because we have sports fans. We obsess over it. So we need an outlet and an avenue to air grievances and to let our feelings out. And that's what having a YouTube channel does, bro. You build a community of people who just get to air grievances with you. You'll love it here, man. Make one and we could definitely collab. The weather was horrible, the game. Mac Jones throwing. The weather was horrible. And yes, throwing 3 passes in a game, that's not the move. But Mac Jones had a good rookie year. Nick Cross, that is a guy. I think he's going to end up going late second, third round because his athletic profile is off the freaking charts. And I would love to have him here in D.C. I think the weak coverage at the linebacker spot made it too easy for Cole. Yep. We haven't been able to cover a tight end my whole life. Jason Witten was a great tight end, Hall of Fame, yellow gold jacket wearing tight end. But that man ain't got an athletic bone in his body, and he's not the greatest route runner. That man was open every snap that he ever played against the Redskins. Like, bro, Death, Taxes, and Jason Witten across the middle standing by himself. Like, bro. We haven't been able to cover a tight end for so long, bro. I need Jamin Davis and Cole Holcomb, you know what I'm saying, to get their life together. What is your dream draft scenario and what is your worst case draft scenario? My dream draft scenario is Oh, okay. I'll give you mine. We get one of these Ohio State Buckeye receivers at 11. Garrett Wilson or Olave, take your pick. And in the second round, we get tight end Trey McBride. That's my dream scenario. I want a bona fide baller wide receiver, and I want a tight end one. And before y'all get up in arms, I like Logan Thomas, who's coming off an ACL tear, and I like John Bates. But you know who I like better than both of them? Trey McBride. If you haven't watched him, he's the tight end out of Colorado State. And watch him and tell me you don't see Kittle, Kelsey, Prime Ertz in this guy. And he ran a 4.5. 4.5. This big ass corn fed. This dude is a monster. He would start here. He's that good. We could run. Wentz was used to having like Ertz and Goddard. We would have Ertz and Goddard with Logan Thomas and Trey McBride. That's my dream case. My worst case scenario is us drafting a fucking guard or Devin Lloyd or Nakobe Dean with our first round pick. And then following that up with another defensive player in the second round. Like if we started the draft like linebacker and safety, I might turn that shit off, bro, because that is absurd for you to trade for a quarterback using compensation and consuming a contract without upgrading his weapons. De'Ami Brown could be something. Curtis Samuel may return to his 2020 form. But until we see it, we can't act like we don't need to upgrade at those positions with unknown at the positions, bro. There's more to offer on defense than we have on offense. We need to put something into this offense, bro. We need to give Carson Wentz no fucking excuse to fail here. Like, no reason at all, bro. That's my best and worst case. I think the last number one tight end in the draft was Vernon Davis. Oh, he was nasty. Vernon Davis was nasty coming out, especially when he ran that 4.3. Like, that's freakish stuff, man. We're going to have to trade back and get a third to land him. We cool with that, nephew. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me see. That was when they finally moved back to, and he went off the injury. But I just don't feel like LaRon Landry was ever like that here, man. Like, he never lived up to his draft rank. Trading with the Packers and getting 22 and 29 and taking a receiver and a linebacker in the first round. I mean, that'd be cool. I just don't know if I'm trading back all the way back to 22. We'll be mad as shit we trade back to 22 and all the top 5 receivers are gone before then. Because there's going to be a run on them, because I think 2 are going to go in the top 10, and that's going to push up Olave, Burks. Like, that's going to push up the other guys. Because I think Wilson and London are the first 2 off the board. But with the way that draft pundits are talking about, Olave could go top 10. So, like, trading back sounds cool, but just if you love a player and you feel like you've done the due diligence, just take him, stick and pick. Curl will have a better career because of his consistency. Peak Landry was a beast at the level of Jamal. No, the fuck he was not. When the fuck was LaRon Landry on Jamal level? Nah, hell no. Y'all wildin'. See, we be hyping the shit out of our players here, bro. LaRon Landry was never as good as peak Jamal Adams. Hell no. Hell no. He never even had a Pro Bowl caliber season here. Exactly. Surround Carson Wentz with weapons. That's my language. If we take a Stingley or a Hamilton, cool. But nah, man. I'm cool on the defense. No way top 5 receivers go by pick 22. I mean, it's very possible. If London, Wilson go top 10, Olave goes, Burks goes, you could definitely see it. Pickens is said to go higher than people think he's gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Christian Watkins, someone could reach on. It's definitely possible, bro. It's like a deep wide receiver class sounds deep until all of them start flying off the board, and you're like, then what? Like, take a receiver, man. That's my whole thought process is take a receiver. Yeah, Landry had a lot of potential. He didn't live up to a fourth of it. All he did was get buff and not prosper. Alec Pierce. I like Alec Pierce as well. I don't like him nearly as much as I like the top few receivers in the class, though. Yeah, I don't think the Packers make that trade up either. You know what fit I like in the draft is if everyone decides that, okay, I think the Chiefs, even though they have 2 back-to-back picks in the first round, My favorite draft fit is Jamison Williams in Kansas City. They're not gonna miss. They're not gonna skip a beat without Tyreek Hill when they get Jamison Williams over there with Patrick Mahomes. Like they're gonna just keep the ball's just gonna keep rolling. Shit, they might take 2 receivers straight. Keep it going. A bigger role for McCole Hardman, like for real, man. That jump. Trayvon, you're not lying. That Ashburn syndrome is real. If you don't know what Ashburn syndrome is, it's a phrase made up by J.P. Finley and the Washington Football Talk guys. Shout out to them, P. Haley, Mitch Tischler, where we overvalue and we look at our players on our roster through burgundy-coated lenses, and we make them out to be better than they are. You know, the Sibby Cobbs, Kelvin Harmon, Jimmy Morelands of the world, Marcus Masons, you know, the guys that we cry and we say, oh my God, we're going to rue the day that we released them, and then nobody else picks them up or they never produce in the league. We do that shit way too much here. Jamison Williams is my guy. I take him at 11. I mean, pre-injury, that's the best receiver in the class. I wouldn't be mad if we took Jamison Williams. If we took him at 11, I wouldn't be mad at all. Honestly, with the way ACLs heal, like, he might be ready to go in September. Shit, he's already running around on the field and shit. I already seen him working out and stuff. He didn't participate in his pro day, but he may be good to go by the time the season starts. And if you watched him, he was easily the top receiver last year. You know what I'm saying? I cannot believe at one time Ohio State had Jackson Smith and Jigba, Garrett Wilson, Olave, and Jamison Williams all on the same roster. I see why he left, though. He went to Alabama and stole the show. We need elite talent around. Exactly. He's never like we draft him a good receiver in round 1. It's easily the best set of weapons he's had in his whole career. He has and we have 2 good running backs or 2 decent running backs, a very good third down back and a decent starting running back. Our O-line is formidable. Like, bro, I think Carson's gonna put up numbers, bro. He's gonna produce for him. He's going to produce. Like, there's no reason why with Scott Turner can't scheme him up 30 touchdowns and 4,000 yards this year. Stack it up, man. I want us to put points up. We keep talking about, build the defense. Nah, we've done a lot of that. We've been building the defense. What they do last year, they regressed. Build the offense up. Put some points on the board. Outscore your opponent. Cam Girl is who we wanted DJ swearing. Exactly. And he's humble. You know, he's not going to sit and call out the coaches every week like a jackass and then be surprised when he gets cut on Christmas Eve. Like, even if he was right, bro, you can't call out the fucking coach in a press conference every week. You can't do that, bro. Like, I can't go to my job and shit on the GM every day and think that I'm not going to get fired. Fired that man on Christmas Eve. Like, yo. I want Washington to trade back and get Christian Watson in the second round. Wouldn't mind it. I like Christian Watson. His hands need some work, but his athletic profile is off the charts. I see him as Martavis Bryant. That's how I see it. I think the Randy Moss comparison, that's absurd. We'll see, though. KC's 29-30 is an even trade for pick 11. According to the Jimmy Johnson draft value chart, I'm not trading back 18 spots, even if it does give us 2 first-round picks in a row. If we were to do that, though, it wouldn't surprise me if we take a receiver and surprisingly take a quarterback there. Sam Howell, Ritter's on the board. Ritter won't be on the board, though. Ritter's stock is rising, and Ritter's probably going to go top 20. But I'm not trading back that far. That's a big-ass trade. We good enough to trade back 18 spots. What else are they giving us other than 29 and 30? Because just for 29 and 30 for 11, I'm cool. Give me a third with it. Throw a third in or a second next year, and let's talk. If Casey did offer, what would you do? Who would you target there? Traylon Burks, if he's on the board, a receiver, and maybe a safety. Let me see. What would I do with that? Yeah, hell yeah. I would take Traylon Burks or Drake London if they're on the board. I don't think London will be there, though. I'd take a receiver and I'd take a safety. So give me a combination of Traylon Burks with Daxton Hill or Traylon Burks with Jaquan Brisker out of Penn State, something along those lines. Or if you're really that pressed to take a linebacker, if Nakobe Dean's on the board, take Jalen Burks and Nakobe Dean, something like that. I think in the last 5 years, we've seen more top receivers come out of the second and third round. Yeah, I think so. I like the top receivers in this class, though. I think Olave is slightly less impressive. But hell no. Hell no. De'Ami Brown has such a minimal and like his route running is not like he's working on it now, which I see on his YouTube channel. Chris Olave is the best route runner in his class. You can't say De'Ami was even close to the top route runner in his class. De'Ami was raw as hell. De'Ami caught 12 passes for 165 yards last year, and that was not only because Taylor Heineke sucks. It was because he couldn't get off press man coverage, and he couldn't. He looked lost half of the season. It looked like it took him about 7 games to learn the offense because his route running, his depth on his routes, it was all bad. What do you do with Payne? I think they're going to give him an extension. I honestly, no, we let Ioannidis and Settle go, so we can't think about like trading him. So I think Terry and Payne getting extensions is a priority for the team. What linebacker in the draft for round 2 or 4? Chad Muma out of Wyoming, and either him or Leo Chenal. Those are my 2 guys I'm looking at later in the draft. If it's any later than the 2nd round, dude from Cincinnati. What's his name? Darian Beavers, but he's not on the level. Like Chad Muma and Leo Chenal look like they were spit out the womb to play Mike Backer in the NFL, have a green dot, and be the quarterback of a defense. It is probable we take a late quarterback or an undrafted one to be a backup or developmental prospect like Cole Kelly, E.J. Perry, or Bailey Zappi. Yeah, but Bailey Zappi late makes sense, you know? He's like productive Taylor Heineke. He's like actually draftable, productive Taylor Heineke. It would make a lot of sense. Let me see what else we got. The perfect trade back for me is 13 through 16. I'm not trading back that far. You don't know what happened. Yep. Hell yeah. Trade back 3 spots with like the Ravens or someone and go to 14. Still go get your Olave. Call it a day. Get us a 2nd or 3rd round pick. We got more bullets to put in the gun. More shots to take. Olave is faster than he is. He's faster. He's a better route runner. He has more consistent hands. He has a full route tree. And he's much more productive. But I like what De'Ami can be as a deep threat. But, you know, I got to see it on Sundays because De'Ami Brown was not impressive at all last year. And it's not all on the quarterback. Like, he was not impressive at all. I was there at FedEx Field for every game last year. Dude was just out there running around some games, bro. Like, he looked lost as hell. What would you want to make the trade back? Something crazy? Like, throw in a first next year with your first this year? Because, trading back sounds great to fans. Not as easy as it is when it comes to draft night, bro. You got 10 minutes to make a pick. And if you don't like the valuation that someone's offering you and you send them a counter and y'all don't come to something like, bro, I'm not going to spend my time. I'm not going to spend my whole 10 minutes or spend all the time leading up to my pick trying to trade back if we love a guy and a guy that's very high on our board is sitting there. Troy Anderson. That dude is crazy. Dude has played quarterback. He's played running back. He's played all over the place. He's definitely an option the team should look at. But, man, I'm cool on backer, man. Get one later. Give me offense, man. Was facing more consistent competition without 2 first-round receivers standing out secondary. Still in it. I mean, I hear you. He did do that. He also still had a very limited route tree. Very limited route tree. He had a high contested catch rate. Most of this stuff was vertical. Chris Olave is a technician. Chris Olave is pretty much smoother, faster Terry McLaurin playing opposite Terry McLaurin. Like, you know? Chris Olave has more touchdowns in the Ohio State program than anyone in history. De'Ami Brown is not even comparable to Chris Olave. Like, hey, I respect your opinion, but nah. There's a reason why he was never considered in the first round conversation. And Olave is about to go top 15. And it's not just because of the school he played for. Because Olave is a baller. He managed to produce despite the fact that there's a 1,600-yard receiver and an 1,100-yard receiver on his roster. He's still putting up 1,000 yards and double-digit touchdowns. Like, that's crazy. I would like to trade back with the Chiefs 2 first. I don't think it's happening, though. I don't think the Chiefs are jumping all the way up to 11. Like, That's the type of move you make for a quarterback. Like, I don't see them making that move for a receiver. I'm gonna keep it 100. If both Sauce and Kyle are there at 11, give me that Sauce. Pause. I like Sauce Gardner. I think he's being overrated though. I think he's being very overrated. I mean, it's hard to like break 1,000 yards when you have a receiver with 1,500 yards and another receiver with 1,100 yards playing next to you, and you still scored more touchdowns than all of them. Like, dude, De'Ami Brown is not a better prospect than Chris Olave. I hear you, and you're trying to stick to your guns, but hell no. No one ever woke up and thought that De'Ami Brown would be a first-round pick in the draft. Nobody. You know? Nah, you're wilding. You're wilding. I think Olave is faster than Terry, though. Yeah, a lot to be said about that. Man, Olave nice, bro. Like, y'all, they disrespected Olave. Hell yeah, it is a requirement to run routes. De'Ami was out here running go routes. Like, De'Ami ran 3 routes at UNC. Would you take Olave over Hamilton, Sauce, or Stingley? Hamilton is the best player in the draft, so ultimately, I don't think I'm taking anybody over Hamilton. But my affinity to add weapons to the offense, I'd consider still taking Olave. But Kyle Hamilton is the best player in the draft. If for some godforsaken reason he's on the board at 11, you have to take him. Olave just found the area. Now, Olave is nice. Olave is breaking down corners at the point of attack. Olave is stemming his routes better than everybody else. He's the best route runner in this draft class. That's a great wide receiver draft class. We're playing weak teams and weak quarterback. We should be able to get back to 2020 play. Let's go. Now we're gonna get better than 2020 play because we're actually gonna have a quarterback worth a damn throwing the football that actually has an arm that can throw outside the boundary. You know, Terry was drafted to be a gunner and overachieved what he was projected to be. And I'll love him forever for that. That's why he's going to get all the monies in a month or two. Chris Sims had him as wide receiver 3. Chris Sims also has Alec Pierce as like his second receiver in the draft this year. Like, that's one person. I love Chris Sims. I love his podcast. Shout out to Chris Sims Unbuttoned. Chris Sims was the only person that had De'Ami that high. And there's a reason for that. And it showed last year because he didn't do a fucking thing his rookie season. And it was not all on the quarterback. He knows you see him on his YouTube channel busting his ass, working on his short area quickness in his route running. He knows he wasn't shit as a rookie. He was trash. He had a trash rookie year. All third-round picks aren't created equal, so maybe it's our fault for expecting Terry-type production as a rookie for De'Ami. But De'Ami had a ass rookie season. Period. He wasn't good as a rookie. 12 catches for 165 yards when you actually saw the field a substantial amount of time. Not good. Not good. I think Olave plays faster than Terry. There's guys that run faster 40s that aren't faster as football players. Kyle Hamilton ran a 4.59 40. I guarantee you he's faster than so many people on the field. They had the same production last year. Thomas only has 1 season. Yes, thank you. Good point. Great point. The fan base is definitely Ashburn syndromed out with Logan Thomas. Logan Thomas is a solid starting tight end. Logan Thomas is not a great starting tight end. Logan Thomas is not a top 7 to 10 starting tight end. He's had 1 year of decent production, and he got injured last year. Nothing about that would make me feel obligated to avoid the tight end position in, let's say, round 2, when there's guys like Isaiah Likely, Trey McBride, friggin' Jelani Woods out of Virginia, Jeremy Ruckert, like, dude, Ferguson. There's tight ends that I could see coming here and be tight end 1 off rip. Love the guy. Beautiful family. Great guy. Local guy. Love to see a guy who made a transition from quarterback to tight end prosper in this league. But in no way, shape, or form am I ever going to pretend that Logan Thomas is some elite tight end, because he's not. And Curtis Samuel gives our offense a whole different dimension and element if he actually gets off the side field, off the treadmill, and is actually on the field. Just seeing clips of him putting on cleats and running last week got me excited, because we paid this guy money for a reason, and it's not just to be Terry McLaurin's roommate. It's to be electric. to be our version of Debo Samuel. Line him up in the backfield, line him up out wide, line him up in the slot, all of that good stuff. You already know the vibes. And hey, my boy Brahma in the building, always coming through. $20 super chat. I appreciate it, my dude. He said, I got my doubts too. All right. How come they never found Biggie and Tupac's murderers, but they could arrest OJ the next day? Nicole Simpson. Yo, was Morbius actually terrible? Because the online popular opinion is that Morbius was terrible. Did you watch it, Brahma? Was Morbius actual terrible? I heard it was awful. I heard Jared Leto should never get a role in a superhero movie again. See, I know his portrayal of that fucking gentrified from the hood Joker in Suicide Squad. That shit was awful. But was Morbius really that bad? And like, just to keep it a buck, OJ definitely did that shit. OJ did that. I'm not even trying to lie. That shit isn't even funny. This man fucking murdered 2 people. That shit is awful, but my man is walking free. Like, OJ definitely did that shit. Shout out to you, Brahma. Do you think Olave is a better route runner than Judy, Diggs, or Ridley? I mean, Stephon Diggs might be the best route runner in the league. My comp for Chris Olave is Calvin Ridley. So I think he's on par with Calvin Ridley and Jerry Jeudy as a route runner. He has better hands than Jeudy. Jeudy has very inconsistent hands, but I love Jerry Jeudy coming out. Stephon Diggs is just otherworldly at running routes. And Calvin Ridley plays parlays and blames his mental health on why he can't play football. So, you know what I'm saying? Chris Olave not doing that shit. Chris Olave is a Ron Rivera-ass player. A yes, sir, no, sir, clean-cut choir boy like Terry McLaurin. And while I'm on the subject of that, I think we need some more assholes on the team. I think we got too many nice guys on the team. I didn't mind Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen fighting on primetime as much as everybody else did. It showed that we got some dogs on the roster. Everybody can't be a nice guy, bro. We're not playing golf. This isn't baseball. There's some assholes on the team. Like, people last year, if Parsons gets to pick 19, we better not take him because rumors that he hazed in the locker room. Fuck no, I would have took him in a heartbeat. Look how good this dude is. Like, sometimes we have to overlook certain things to get talent on the roster. And everybody can't be a culture fit. Everybody cannot be a culture fit because you're going to have a choir boy. You're going to have a team full of choir boy mid-ass players. We need talent on the roster. Hamilton was my favorite prospect most of the season, but I just don't think he can do what we thought he could. He doesn't have the speed for free safety like we thought of to cover the slot. I just think you can use him in so many ways. Like, we can't even, you wouldn't even pigeonhole him to just be a free safety. And I think he shows plenty of range, but he's not going to be there at pick 11, so that's none of our business. Kyle Hamilton is not making it to pick 11, guys. I'm sorry to tell y'all. Bottom line, I want to see everyone we get succeed and be good. Hell yeah. But the pessimist and realist in me is always full of doubt. Hell, even guys I am high on, I worry about because what if they – oh, for sure. Hell yeah. Chase Young was supposed to be the Messiah. This motherfucker had 1.5 sacks through 10 weeks as a 4-3 defensive end. Like, and then if you call it out as a fan, you're hating. Like, no, you're not hating. You are being real, and you should be disappointed when your generational face of the franchise player, like, could you imagine through 10 weeks if Terry McLaurin had like 20 catches for 300 yards after 10 weeks? I'd be mad as shit. And he was picked in the 3rd round, but he's a face and pillar of the team. You know what I'm saying? Produce. Record prediction. I'm going to probably regret this. I don't think I'm going to, though. We're going 10-7, and we're making a wild card. We'll have a shot at winning the division this year. 10-7 may win the division this year because Dallas is not going to be as good as they were last year. They didn't get better this offseason. They got worse. And 10-7 could win the East. I'm not going to call division crown, but I'm calling playoff berth, 10 wins, book it. Save this, screenshot it, roast me later if I'm wrong. We're going to win 10 games this year. 10-7, playoff berth. Would you trade up for Kyle? No. Not trading up for safety. No. No, sir. And I love the prospect. You know, I would trade up for Garrett Wilson because I feel like he's Odell Beckham reincarnated. Yeah, we wilding tonight, cherish me. I heard it was really bad. Didn't see it yet. I want to watch it. I definitely want to watch it. I'll tell you what, though. Batman was phenomenal. I'm a Batman mark, and I was nervous going into it. Robert Pattinson absolutely killed this depressed version of Bruce Wayne, and that movie was phenomenal. The Riddler was out of this world good. Don't waste your money. Oh man, it was that bad, bro. It was that bad. All right, I'll just start watching Moon Knight instead. Love you too, fam. Hit me up next time. Y'all got a function at the crib because I'm definitely trying to come through. I miss y'all, man. Y'all know I've been going through a hard time. I've been doing everything I can to get my shit back on track. And I'm going to be with the squad real soon, man. I appreciate the support. Appreciate the supers. I appreciate y'all always being there for me, my guy. Yeah, Brahma's hilarious, yo. Brahma can dance, too. My boy Brahma can move, bro. I be killing it. I've heard Chris Olave is a faster Keenan Allen. I wouldn't give him Keenan Allen necessarily. Route running wise, yes, but Keenan Allen plays with size better. He's bigger. His stature is better. Chris Olave isn't going to be making too many contested catches at the next level. Let me see what we got here. Dang, an hour and 41 minutes. I feel like we've been talking for 30 minutes, man. I watched Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I like that dream scene. I thought Leto had his moment. Oh, yeah, that was cool. That was cool. The Zack Snyder cut of Justice League, that joint, they made up for the garbage that was before it. I watched every 4 hours of that and enjoyed it. And that Joker Leto scene, that was phenomenal stuff. Jared Leto's a great actor too. So why is Morbius trash? Was the plot bad or was he just bad acting? Jared Leto's a phenomenal actor. Why is it trash? Someone tell me why Morbius is trash. The one good thing about Albert Hainsworth was him stepping on that cowboy. That's fucked up, man. My man cleated dude had him leaking blood on the TV, bro. I'm squeamish, bro. I don't like blood. Like in a movie or something, it's cool because I know it's fake, even though it gives me chills. I'm not trying to watch someone leaking blood while I'm watching a football game, man. That shit is mad weird. As Kyler Sauce is there, do you take one? Way more receivers than shutdown corner. I like Sauce Gardner. I'm not sure he's going to be a shutdown corner at the next level. I think his size and athletic profile and the fact that no one scored a touchdown on him last year, I think Derek Stingley is the better corner of those two. I think Derek Stingley will have a better career in the NFL than him. You know, he just didn't. Oh, here goes the spam mods. Where my mod at? Where Asia at? Asia, I signed you as a mod and you ain't show up to the live. I'm about to have to replace you off rip. Channel Jalen Petrie, yeah, he's definitely nice. I think Hamilton would be the best box safety or tight end erasing will linebacker in NFL. I don't think I'd pigeonhole him like that, man. You love that Batman movie was great. First of all, Zoe Kravitz, you're an absolute goddess. My goodness. Like I need a Catwoman movie. Like she should be on screen 99% of a movie because she's angelic. 99% of mock have us picking Hamilton. I mean, 99% of mocks be wrong. Like, compare mocks to how the draft actually looks every year. Teams tell these draft pundits and insiders whatever they want to tell them. The board rarely ever shake. Like, show me one person that predicted Cleveland Farrell going number 4 to the Raiders or Alex Leatherwood going in the teens to the Raiders in the draft. Nobody even thought Daniel Jones was going number 6. Like, the draft is full of surprises, and I think this is one of those years where the draft is, like, really going to surprise us because there's no, like, 100% ideal number 1. It looks like Aiden Hutchins is going to be the first pick, but it could also be Evan Neal out of Alabama. It could be Ike Ekwonu. Like, you never know. Oh, see, man, I need my mod here for these spams, man. For these dumbass spam chats. Make sure y'all smash that like. We got 98 in the room right now. Smash that like. If one of the elite tackles falls, what you doing? I'm not picking him. I'm sorry, bro. Hey, shout out to Charles Cross, Ike Ekwonu, Evan Neal. They're on the board at 11. Maybe someone could come up and trade for. That's a good trade back scenario. Because I'm not taking them, bro. Charles Leno and Cosme, I'll take those. I want a weapon, whether that be offense or defense. I want a receiver or I want a bona fide defensive back. I do not want a linebacker, defensive lineman, or offensive lineman with our first round pick this year. Hell no. Moon Knight is legit. It takes so many cues and serious deep cuts from the lore going back to the 70s and 80s. Just as long as they stay away from the lore from the Bendis run, we'll be okay. Oh, so you're a comic head. You're really deep into it. Okay, I nerd out about shit too, so I like to hear shit like that. Just Leto's eyes when he said, "Why would you send a boy?" was like top tier act. Yeah, man. Jared Leto can act his ass off, bro. That's why I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna watch Morbius with an open mind. I'm not gonna let everyone, because no matter how good or bad the masses say a movie is, I always have to watch it. Like I'm like a filmophile. Like I love watching movies. I love watching shows and things that are highly praised or highly shitted on. I have to watch it because sometimes the masses just believe the masses in a groupthink way, and that don't be the case for real. Most of the mock drafts I've seen have us going to Lave. Yeah, it's either Olave or Hamilton. I just think Hamilton's so good. I don't think Hamilton's gonna be there at 11, bro. Yo, Zoe Kravitz, bro. Like, I was just in awe watching her. Like, good God. Like, good God. That woman there is something special. Beautiful, beautiful woman. Hamilton can do everything. Hamilton can do even more than that. He's so good, bro. He's not going to be there. I'm gonna say this one more time. Kyle Hamilton ain't gonna be on the board at pick 11. We're gonna be choosing between a lineman, maybe Derek Stingley, or the person we're actually gonna pick, which is whatever Buckeyes receiver doesn't go to the Jets or Falcons. And I'm assuming that's gonna be Chris Olave. In my mock, I have the Packers trading up to 10. Would be interesting. I think night one of the draft is going to be crazy because there are no certainties. Like everything's up in the air. Like it could be so crazy that Willis, Pickett, and Ritter go top 10, and that would change everything for everybody. That would mean someone is certainly going to fall down the board. Man, you know what I would love? To get to pick 11 and no receivers have come off the board. I would love it. I love to have my pick. Just sit back and say, who do we want? Do we want Wilson? Do we want London? Olave? You know? That'd be crazy. Evan Neal would be hard to pass. For y'all, I'm cool. I'm cool. I know how good he is. He would have no business being there at 11. I don't want him. We do need a guard at some point. Yep, because I don't ever want to have to see Sadiq Charles play on the football field again. But, bro, I don't want a linebacker. I don't want a guard. I don't want a tackle or a defensive tackle at 11, bro. I don't want it. I don't want that shit. Let me see. Yeah, I'm in Japan, aka Amsterdam. Isn't the show based on Bendis or Fraction, like mental illness angle? Oh, yeah, y'all really getting into y'all lower bag right now. What do you think happens with Deron Payne? Anything a chance? I think Deron Payne is extended after Terry is. Maybe not over the summer, maybe in the offseason. I think they try to get them both done in July, though. It would not surprise me to see both of them get their deals done in July, right before camp. Everybody comes into camp hunky-dory, happy, and ready to perform. Everybody got a bag. No one's living off rookie money anymore. I'm going to be so happy for Terry. Terry about to go from making $800,000 a year to 20-something million a year. You love to see it, bro, because he deserves every single dime. I think Terry gets 4 for 95 with like 65 guaranteed. I think he gets that. I think he takes a 4-year deal instead of a 5 or 6 because that TV money and the salary cap keeps going up. Have a chance in 4 more years to dip back into that money at his age 31 season. If we held on to Matt, I could see us trading. Exactly. Like letting Settle and Ioannidis both leave shows me that they're definitely going to sign Deron long term because that means Jonathan Allen and Deron get all the monies, and we can just put young people behind them, and they're the bookends up front. They're the stalwarts. Those are the heartbeats of the inside of the defense. Letting them both leave showed me like, oh, okay, they're definitely going to sign Deron Payne. And Ron said out his mouth, that's their priority. Real, man, that's Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet's. Exactly. Hell yeah. That's just the fucking godlike, beautiful family. Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet, she's like exactly what you would expect would come from them two. Hell yeah, bro. Like, she is a fucking goddess. My goodness. The draft could be like draft day where everyone thought Bo Callahan was the first pick and he was. Hey, draft day is the best bad movie ever, yo. Like, because it's a really bad movie. But it's great. I love it so much. It's so stupid, but it's so good. I watch it every draft. I make it an annual thing now to watch draft day on draft day. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Costner is so good in that movie. Jennifer Garner, the whole Bo Callahan thing. It's such a not realistic way of how NFL things operate, but it's so good, and I need them to make a fucking sequel to it. And me and my boys definitely gonna pop that on before we get our live stream going on draft day, because I love that shit. It was funny. They based Bo Callahan off of Jamarcus Russell, because Jamarcus Russell, in case you didn't know, while he was with the Raiders, the coaches were testing his work ethic, and they told him to watch some film of an offense that they were running and to give us what he thought about it the next day. It was actually a blank disc. And Jamarcus came back the next day. Yeah, I understand exactly what you meant. I'm ready for Sunday. I know exactly what y'all talking about. Like, there was nothing on the disc, meaning he lied to the like, bro. Bo Callahan was white Jamarcus Russell. It's funny. Bo Callahan looked like Kenny Pickett too. Let me see. Why do people from other teams keep putting Terry in there? Because they want him. They want him. And our media feeds into it, because the local media now, Bruce Allen's not here anymore. The local media, I don't know if y'all noticed, the local media doesn't get scoops anymore. They get nothing. They don't get any scoops. Everything we hear about the team comes from Adam Schefter, Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport. They don't break any news now. I love Nikki Jabwala. I love John Keim. You know what I'm saying? JP and them are cool. They don't break news anymore. They don't break shit. But as soon as a national pundit breaks a story, they all come in. Oh, well, I heard from a source yesterday. Oh, I heard of this, but did not speak on it. Oh, and they start following up with all these tweets. Like, they might as well be like one of us fans that copy and paste what the insiders say and put per source, because they don't break news anymore. Terry ain't going nowhere. We're not entertaining a trade for him. I expect to see Terry McLaurin rocking a Washington Commanders uniform until the end of time, and a big payday is coming sometime in June or July. I would guess July. This is the most excited I've been for a draft since either Kerrigan or Chase Young, man. Should be fun. Yeah, it's going to be a fun draft, man. Regardless of what we do, I love draft night. What's the plans for draft night? I will be live on the channel at my boy's house. If you're familiar with the Tay and Todd channel, when I do my group chat pods, everybody you saw me with in those, we're all going to be together in the same room, live streaming our reactions to the entire first round. I wish I did it last year, but last year I had only had an audio pod at that point. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I didn't start my YouTube till June, but our mood was so high when we thought we were going to get Justin Fields or Mac Jones. And as soon as we didn't and we got Jamin, it was like all the air and helium of the room was just sucked out. And we were just sitting there like, oh okay, we got a backer. I mean, we predicted backer, but all right. So that's what I'll be doing on draft night. I'll be streaming through the whole thing. I bought season tickets club level. Was I scammed? No, you were not scammed. Thank you for showing up, bro. I would be a season ticket member again this year, but I'm going through some financial issues, so that's not in the cards for me, but I will be back in 2023. It's not a scam. Fans, go to games. I know we don't want to support Daniel Snyder, but at the end of the day, support the team. This is our squad, man. Fill up that stadium. I'm tired of seeing opposing teams fill up our stadium, and our stadium is a shithole. It is definitely the welfare of the stadiums. That's why that new stadium is going to be off the chain. It's going to be a crazy state-of-the-art dome, and the ticket prices will probably reflect it when it does come. Okay, I missed the super. One Life, my God, what's going on, man? Top receiver at 11 are Hamilton and a solid tier 2 and a tight end on draft day, or we riot. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look, bro, I'm going wide receiver tight end off rip to start the draft. Start the draft with Olave and Trey McBride, and I'm looking at Carson Wentz like, if you don't produce here, you're not meant for this league, my guy, because you have more than what Indy gave you last year. You have more than anything. Like, I watched Carson Wentz in 2019 take the Eagles to the playoffs with Greg Ward as his best receiver. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Appreciate the super, my guy. Kind of crazy how much shit local media gave to Bruce and during the Bruce era, and he hated a lot of it, especially from 106.7. But we did hear a lot more, didn't we? So glad he's got exactly. Like, as much shit as they talked about Bruce Allen, he was feeding them fucking leaks left and right. We knew everything before the world found out because all the local that's why the local media too, they becoming spicy at Ron because Ron will talk to them. And Ron actually challenges them back when they ask bullshit at press conferences. They be asking some dumb shit sometimes. Like JP Finley he's good. He's good at what he does. JP Finley asks questions coaches aren't going to answer and expects Ron to be transparent with him. Like, nah, man, I'm not about to tell you what we're doing on Sunday. Like, what are you asking me that for? Ooh, I like this question. I see you are a Game of Thrones fan. Are you House Stark or House Lannister? I'm definitely rocking with the Starks, but I feel the Lannisters in a way. Other than the incest and stuff like that, like they like they're kind of honorable and they stick to their word. Tyrion, it was my favorite character on the show. Tyrion Lannister is one of the greatest TV characters in the history of television. But I'm definitely Team Stark. I'm still not over some of the stuff that happened to them. And ultimately, though, fuck Jon Snow for killing my wife. I really think the Olave stuff is smoke, the hype trade value. I also think them volunteering this Holcomb. I think the volunteering Holcomb part is smoke. I think they love Olave. Like, this man just did a 2-day visit with the team. Ron would not stop talking to him at the pro day. Ron made it a thing to point out that he went to scout 2 players at a pro day, and the more highly touted one was not the one running back to the huddle every play. He's very clearly talking about the Ohio State receivers, and he's talking about how Olave sprinted back to the huddle after every throw. You know what I'm saying? A Lannister always pays his debt. I swear I would get chills every time one of them said that on the show. Like, that was such. I have a shirt that says that too, and I have a shirt that says I drink and I know things. Like, I can't even front. Like, the Lannisters was the best family on the show, though. Like, the Starks were the noble, nice guys, but the Lannisters played the Game of Thrones better than everyone else. Jaime, 100%, because every show has a redemption arc. A redemption arc is a character that goes from hated to loved throughout the duration of a show. And I hated this Prince Charming motherfucker for the first couple seasons of the show, and I ended up respecting him so much by the end. I agree he was the best written character on the show. I'm starting to think we should trade back for more second-round Pickens. I know some people that Big Doug and Jalen, they've been screaming the George Pickens thing. My guy said Pickens is possibly the best receiver in the draft. And I like Pickens, but I don't know if I would. You know what I'm saying? That's no for killing your wife. I'm done. That's no for killing I know, man. R.I.P. Khaleesi, the Khaleesi, Daenerys Stormborn of House Targaryen. That was my woman, man. Damn lady said, "What's good, man? Your rant the other night was legendary. I love it." Hey, Dan Snyder had to get this smoke, man. Because it's what's crazy to me is there's actually people in my comments defending Snyder. Like, bro, you know how lost you gotta be to defend Daniel the Dweeb Snyder? You know how lost in the sun. Bro, those are Dan Snyder burner accounts, bro. I won't hear anything different. The Hound, hey, my man Sandor Clegane, the Hound. That post-apocalyptic fight with him and his brother on the final episodes of Game of Thrones, that shit was crazy. He had a great arc. Hell yeah. I'm a nerd when it comes to TV shows and movies, bro. Like, I nerd the freak. I've read all the books after watching Game of Thrones because I needed more. Like, I cannot wait for the Fire and Blood series to start in August. Like, I'm so excited. Or House of the Dragon, based on the Fire and Blood book, which I also read. But yeah, I definitely know. I've never watched Once Upon a Time, but I've heard it's good. So I'll definitely check it out at some point. Yeah, man. Dan is just a jackass, bro. Dan is the ultimate TV villain because he just always finds a way to keep his head intact, no matter how much dirt he does, bro. You know what I'm saying? Except most TV antagonists, you can at least find ways to relate to them and find the humanity in them. Nobody really finds that in Dan Snyder, man. I think the Snyder hate is kind of crazy, though. How? He's a fucking idiot. He's an idiot. Like, bruh, he's terrible. He has turned a storied, respectable franchise into a fucking joke. He's constantly done shady things, and he's pretending to be complicit to a 20-year culture of sexual misconduct. How the hell is hating Snyder crazy, though? Like, the football aspect of him trying to buy players and pick the wrong stuff, like, cool. Like, that aspect of it, I don't hate him for that. I hate him because he's a fucking idiot and he's drove this franchise. Like, we can't even enjoy nice things and nice moments without a new Daniel Snyder story being introduced to it. What's good, Bird Gang? What's good? How's everything down in Philly land right now? What's going on in Dirty Bird land right now? How y'all feeling? Is Jalen Hurts gonna be here past? Is he gonna be there past this year, or y'all drafted a quarterback in 2023? I need to know. Petrie's nice, bro. He probably will go at the end of the first round. See, this draft, there's so much talent. Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, let me see. We initially hated him for doing the same shit we do. Oh, no. I don't hate him for that. If I was an owner, I'd be out there trying to buy Super Bowls too. I don't hate him for that. I do not hate him for that. I hate him because he's an idiot. He's embarrassing. He's not a respectable man. He makes his wife answer for shit that he should be standing at the podium and answering. He sues fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a fucking idiot. Oh my God. Perfect. He is Joffrey. If you watch Game of Thrones and you know who Joffrey Baratheon is, that is who Daniel Snyder is. There's not one likable, endearing quality. His wife's awesome, though. Met his wife a few times. Lovely lady. I respect her because she'll actually answer questions that her punk-ass husband won't. What was your favorite fight in Game of Thrones? Woo! The Mountain versus the Viper. When Prince Oberyn Martell fought the Mountain in the trial by combat in season 4, I believe season 4, episode 11. That shit was so fire. Oberyn was finessing this dude, and then Pride got to him, and then he got his face smashed open. If you've never watched Game of Thrones, I'm sorry that I'm spoiling shit. Please go enjoy the first 7 seasons of cinematic brilliance. Shout out to Asia, my mod in the building. We could have used you like 20 minutes ago, but you pulled up, so I appreciate you. Channel member and now official mod of all live streams on the Rambling with Rio channel. First mod of the Rambling with Rio channel. Appreciate you, Asia. Former Washington players have got some stories about Danny Boy. And see, the thing is, we're never going to get rid of Dan because Dan also knows all the stories about all the other owners because I'm sure they've involved each other in nefarious activities that would really hurt and damage the Shield. And that's why Dan's going to get away with this too. Dan's going to get away with everything. Dan is going to live to be 100 and pass the team to his son. We're never going to get rid of this. If they don't put Snyder out now, he's never going to get put out. He's here forever. Hurts is that dude, my guy. Hurts forever. Hey, what is it? April 7th, 2022? April 7th of 2023, we'll have that same conversation when y'all are in the conversation for trading up for Stroud or Bryce Young. Because, you know what I'm saying? Compare Snyder to Cook, and you can see why Snyder is hated. Cook was no angel, but he loved the team and the fans. I know, like, look, hell yeah, man. Like, Snyder, like, Tanya Snyder showed me more in one offseason than her punk-ass husband did for 20. Tanya is walking around camp, handing out shit to people, talking to people, actually accessible, actually taking in feedback. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do we? Dan never done any of that. Dan will sue a fan before communicating to a fan. Because Dan is quick to pull out a lawsuit. The only thing Dan is good at is he's good at closing a deal, and he's good at suing. And he's good at petulance. My man had Jim Zorn parking across the street from the facilities. Took that nigga's key card. Like, bro. We're talking about a guy who tells people to not look him in the eye and to call him Mr. Snyder. Only the players of his choice can call him Dan, but everyone else has to call him Mr. Snyder and not look him in the eye. It's not crazy to hate him. The football aspect, I don't hate him because if I was an owner, I'd be fucking terrible, bro. Like, first of all, I live under this notion that the salary cap doesn't exist. We'd be in cap hell every year. But you know we'd have? We'd have talent like a motherfucker on that roster. We'd have talent for days, bro. I'm throwing the bag at everybody that's a scheme fit. Throwing the bag, bro. Hope we get, yeah, y'all might get Honey Badger. I feel like it's between y'all and the Saints to get the Honey Badger. That would be a good pickup for y'all. Teflon Dan. Yep, that's Teflon Dan the Dweeb, man. We never getting rid of this boy, man. See, I really feel for y'all youngsters. I got to see all the Super Bowls. We the class of the league. Like, bro, Roger, I was just talking about this earlier before you got in the chat. I was born in 91. I cannot believe that y'all got to watch this team go 14-2 and beat the shit out of the Bills in the Super Bowl. I've never seen them win 11 games. Damn, but see my voice cracked and everything. It got prepubescent. That's how this team gets me. They get me emotional, bro, because they're like a family member. They're like a family member that continues the relapse, shows small baby steps towards progress, and then they go back to the crack pipe. That's what this team is like, bro. But I've never got to experience the days where that family member was prospering, glorious, living a successful life. I've never seen it, bro. I was 13 when we won our last playoff game. I'm 30. I want to see 11 wins. I want to see the conference championship, bro. I miss you missed my membership check. Oh yeah, I didn't see it. My bad. I didn't check it out. My phone got messed up earlier, and I actually need to go get a new phone tomorrow. And I usually check all my metrics and my stuff for the channel on my YouTube Studio app, and we got to work with that tomorrow. Daniel Snyder is like the Night King. Hell yeah, except the Night King was able to get killed because of bad writing in Arya Stark. You know what I'm saying? I need Dave and Dan to write the story arc of Daniel Snyder so they can just wrap it up instead of seeing it to completion. But I'll leave them alone. I'll leave alone the Game of Thrones ending, even though it still gets me emotional to this day how bad that shit was. Tim, what up, my dude? What's poppin', Tim? I've been in a group chat with him, Tone, and Jarris lately. Funny guys. Great guys. I love talking with Tim because we're so philosophically there. Our philosophy on like team building is so much different, but I enjoy the conversation. 11 wins this year, tears in my eyes, and a long-term extension for Carson Wentz, bro. I think we're gonna go 10-7 and make the playoffs. But if we win 11 games, which is possible, man, I'm gonna be obnoxious as hell. My first football memory is the Bills Super Bowl. I wish that at 3 months old I was able to have a memory of that shit. I seen Polaroid pictures of my parents with the Lombardi trophies and at the parade. I envy that shit. He said, I was a kid. I remember that those were the days. 99 was a good year. I was 8. We had a chance that year, bro. We had a real chance. I think 12 wins is our floor. You don't believe that, bro. You don't believe that. You believe 12 wins is our ceiling. There's no way in hell 12 wins is our floor. And that's coming from someone who believes they make the playoffs this year. If 12 wins is our floor, what the hell is our ceiling? Nah, man. I'll drink the Kool-Aid a little bit as much. I'll say that we're going to the playoffs and win 10 games, but 12, I can't even predict 11 wins because I've never seen it. My highlight of being a fan is the electrifying, the RG3 thing. Hey, what's good, Ed? That was 2012 was magic. It was flash in a pan. It was magic in a bottle. I'll never forget 2012. I'll also never forgive RG3 for becoming what he became after 2012. Like to have the gall to have your father sit the coaches down with the owner at a hospital in Florida and say, yeah, we're not running the zone read anymore because I feel like I'm an Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady type of quarterback. That is like the most arrogant, delusional, disrespectful thing I've ever heard. And I did not blame Mike or Gruden for the way that they would shit on him because dude's ego was insane. And his ego and his regression as a quarterback were more to blame than Mike Shanahan and the organization were in his failure. And I will stand on that 10 toes down until the end of time, man. That 2012 game, man, this 2012 season was just magical, man. It was bliss. I know y'all remember that second possession of the Saints game, week 1, when he threw that touchdown to Pierre Garçon. It felt different. Like, it felt for the first time like, oh my God, we have a guy. Like, the guy. Like, the whole league was shook to play us, bro. And Kyle Shanahan was dialing up like the most fire offense ever. Only bad part of that 14-2 season was a loss to the Cowboys. They never let us live that down. Hey, 14-2 in a Super Bowl win, you don't have anything to say. You don't have anything to say about a team that goes for, like, that is debatably the best team in NFL history. Joe Gibbs won 3 Super Bowls with 3 different quarterbacks. That ain't happening in this era of football. So that should never be forgotten, and that is possibly the greatest feat of any coach ever. Also, I want to give a shout out to the Bills, because although they lost 4 Super Bowls in a row, they went to 4 Super Bowls in a row. Do you know how insane that is? They won the AFC 4 years in a row. Yeah, they lost all the Super Bowl, but could you imagine going to 4 Super Bowls in a row? Bro, I would kill to see us lose 4 Super Bowls in a row. That sounds nuts. That sounds nuts. I would do disgusting things to see us go to 4 Super Bowls in a row, bro. I'd have all the conference championship gear, bro. I'd hang that shit on the wall like a Lombardi trophy. He said, please finish the book. Save us from that awful end. Yeah, man, I need it. I need A Dream of Spring, and I need The Winds of Winter. I need both books because I need a deserved ending. Gonna give the goddamn Iron Throne to fucking Brandon Stark. Brandon Stark. Oh my God. Yo, I was ready to drop kick my TV when that shit happened like that. Rio, your Nats are playing the Mets. Yep. Oh shit, did they actually play? I thought with all that, I was in DC today. I thought with all that rain, they weren't even going to play. I'll probably be tuning into that as soon as I get off this live. Damn, we went for 2 hours and 12 minutes right now. I don't know. I still feel like I haven't ran out of shit to say today. I don't got nothing on the schedule and I'm off, so I'm just here talking. Schedule is Tim. The schedule is easier than last year, but can we technically call a schedule easy when we weren't good? Like, there's really no such thing as an easy schedule. But yes, we don't have the slate and gauntlet of elite quarterbacks on our schedule as we did last year. But the parity of the NFL, I would always shy away from saying a schedule is easy because that's how you get disappointed real fast. I love the addition of Wentz. And I love that our schedule doesn't look as hard as it was last year, but please, guys, stop. Don't call it an easy schedule. That is going to bite us in the ass because the NFL is the NFL. The Jags beat the Colts and the Bills last year. No such thing as an easy schedule. And for those that like to poke holes at Carson Wentz losing to the Jags in Week 18 to punch their ticket to the playoff, the Colts haven't beat the Jags in Jacksonville in 7 years. Were those other 7 years? Were those other 6 years Carson's fault as well? No, the whole team played like ass. People got hurt. People got COVID. Like, the piling on of Carson Wentz is crazy. So I'm guessing you're not a fan of Season 8 of Game of Thrones. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I hated the ending, but until the ending, I was rolling. Like, I was cool. Like, I was cool with Daenerys switching up to be evil because fuck those people of King's Landing. When she started burning that shit down, I'm not even going to fake. I was laughing. I was like, yes. They've been treating her like she been getting shitted on for all this time. Burn all these motherfuckers down. I was totally cool with it. She just watched her best friend get her head chopped off and her 2 sons get killed. Don't give a fuck about some people in King's Landing. But then that last episode came, and the best the biggest character of the show dies halfway through the last episode of the series, and they give the Iron Throne to someone who just did nothing but roll his eyes in a fucking wheelchair for 7 seasons. Like, there was nothing earned about it. I'm sorry for those of you who don't watch Game of Thrones and y'all don't give a fuck what I'm talking about right now, but Game of Thrones, as you can see, is some shit I'm passionate about, and I'm a dork. But yeah, the last 2 seasons, season 7 was fire. You wildin'. Season 7 was fire. I enjoyed season 7. I enjoyed the first half of season 8, and then that shit started going downhill. Like, so the way some of the characters' storyline was ended was dumb. Like, why is Cersei and Jaime dying under boulders? Like, come on. Like what are we doing? What do you think will be the first team to take a quarterback? Who will it be? I think Malik Willis is going to be a second pick of the draft. I think he's going to either go to the Lions or someone's going to trade into that spot. You know what I'm saying? The whole team lost those games. Yep, for sure. I think we can win 10 games with Carson Wentz this year. I will not predict higher because I've never seen it, and I'm not ready to make that prediction ever again. But yes, we have the number 30. We have the 32nd ranked schedule this year. So we have no excuse because on paper, our schedule is easy. I don't believe in that, though, because we're not a good team, so we can't call a schedule easy. Never watched Game of Thrones, and I'm okay with that. Nah, you gotta watch Game of Thrones, bro. Like that shit is phenomenal television, bro. Like the first 7 and a fourth seasons is the greatest television I've ever watched in my life, and nothing comes close to it. The only show that I would put up there, I like The Wire, but I hated season 2. But Breaking Bad's the only show from start to finish and put a bow on the ending that perfected what a great show was. But the first 7 and fourth seasons of Game of Thrones, that shit is next level, brilliant television. Let the haters talk. Carson gonna go off. Yeah, I'm taking all the Carson Wentz receipts, man. There was a lot of anticlimactic things in that final 7. They definitely pissed me off with that. They could have killed Ramsey better too. Went sweet on him compared to. I know this dude was disgusting and they fed him to some dogs after Jon Snow beat his face in. And I got things to say about Jon Snow too. Like, Jon Snow is a hoe, but we're gonna say that one for another day. Maybe we'll have a Game of Thrones chat. Yeah, that the way it ended with Arya was bad, but while watching it live, that shit was hilarious, yo. Because no, that shit was like I was at the edge of my seat. The way that the music and the score of that episode, the lighting of that episode, that shit was fire. Game of Thrones addictive, and how many life lessons there's. Oh no, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. I thought it was a joke when people told me Game of Thrones was a good show. I put on a couple episodes and I binged through the first few seasons in 2 days. Like, it was that good. You should come out with a comic stream. You're a natural comedian. Hell yeah. I just try to balance it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to do over here. I like to balance sports with just humor, life, and other shit. Like, we're not just going to talk about the Commanders every second of every episode. Black Lightning is solid. The Wire, great show. I still think season 2 of The Wire was a waste of time, though. Like, I don't understand the purpose of what they were doing. Who is your favorite obscure player we've had in the last decade? Obscure player that I really liked in the last decade. Somebody random that I really rocked with. That is a great question. Let me see. Let me think. We've had some decent DBs here. We've had some decent random ass running back. I don't think it was the last decade, but Ryan Terrain was my man. I thought Leonard Hankerson was going to be the truth. I thought Leonard Hankerson. I had Ashburn syndrome with Leonard Hankerson. Leonard Hankerson has the hands of the little boy, the black kid in the Little Giants that was catching the toilet paper and shit. Like, I thought Leonard Hankerson was going to be the guy. Leonard Hankerson. I'm going to go Leonard Hankerson because I thought him and RG3 were going to tear the world up together. Him and Aldrick Robinson, too. I thought Aldrick Robinson was going to be Deshaun Jackson light. Show you how wrong we be about our own players here. I hate how the whole thing about Jaime's character arc was breaking away from Cersei and then he goes back to it, doesn't go anywhere. I know some people like it. I think it shows the humanity aspect of it. And even though it's disgusting that he was out here in love with his twin sister, like, y'all really thought he was going to end up with Brienne's big 7-foot shack body ass. Y'all thought Jaime was going to pick her big ass, her big night ass. Like, nah, son. It was so awkward seeing them have romantic scenes together. Like, that shit felt more awkward than him being with his sister. The medieval night thing, man. It's more than some medieval night thing. That show is more politics than medieval night thing. Like, imagine House of Cards played out over a medieval setting in a fictional world with scale beyond imagination. Like, it's that show. Like, the best parts about Game of Thrones was the dialogue and the political posturing. Like, some of the characters, some of the lower characters were the best characters in the show. Breaking Bad was great. Phenomenal. And they ended it perfectly. They put a bow on that jump. Deuces, man. Catch you on the next one, Tim. Catch you on the next one, man. The problem with Game of Thrones is all the cuts and changes from the books. As a comic Marvel fan, I forgive and enjoy like 80% of the MCU chain, but when Game of Thrones was more original, it got bad. Hell yeah, but that's when you're dealing with a network like HBO, that's going to be the case. Like, HBO is going to HBO. They got to Hollywood it up a little bit. Oz and The Wire were ahead of its time. Yo, I was a kid when my parents would watch Oz and The Sopranos, and I definitely should not have been trying to watch Oz as a kid. That show was traumatizing as hell. Rio, I know you're a Matt Turk guy. Matt Turk or Tress Way, which one? Seinfeld, the truth. I like Seinfeld. I thought Seinfeld was stupid when I was a teenager, and then one day as an adult, I decided to binge watch all of it. I think I binge watched it because Wale built mixtapes and an album around Seinfeld, and the clips he would put on his music was like, this shit's funny. Let me check this shit out. It's good. Seinfeld's way better than Friends. Niles Paul, that was a good one, man. Very obscure, very likable player. Definitely. Nick Sundberg I would call him obscure because he was the long snapper. That's a lovable dude, too. He's cool as shit. Was Hankerson the one that looked like the Predator in a helmet with his dreads hanging out? No, he didn't have dreads. That sounds like Cam Sims. Evan Royster. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We could go for days with Roy Halou Jr. We thought Roy Halou Jr. was going to be Jamal Charles. Man, I remember that game he had at Seattle. Hankerson is the truth. Shanny has him as a coach. Yeah, he's a good coach. That boy can't catch a cold. When they killed Masai, oh my God. And the way they did it to it, just Ginsu'd her head off from 1,000 feet in the air, man, that shit hurt. Yo, the Red Wedding was one of the that was possibly the greatest, most surprising scene of television I ever saw. My jaw dropped and I sat in silence for like 10 minutes. Like, what the fuck are we watching? Like, I couldn't believe it. Bro, if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, watch it, bro. It's worth everyone's time. I promise you. It's fire. We're going to go 13-4 this season. I love your confidence. I wish I had the goal to predict something that high, but I've never seen 11 wins, so I could not dare look myself in the mirror and predict it. Roy Halou Jr., man, bro, if y'all aren't watching Winning Time on HBO, it's kind of like a parody, but serious dramatization of the building of the Showtime Lakers. And John C. Reilly plays Jerry Buss. This kid that is playing Magic Johnson, and this is his first acting role, he is phenomenal. He was born to play Magic Johnson. His mannerisms, the way he talks, the way he shakes and bakes on the basketball court, he was born to play Magic. I know Magic Johnson is not watching a second of that shit. Neither is Jerry West, because they got Jerry West looking crazy on that joke. And Pat Riley, Adrian Brody playing Pat Riley. If you haven't started Winning Time, watch it. It's phenomenal. I like how Game of Thrones wasn't some over high fantasy. It was super grounded and magical. Hell yeah, I like it. Like, people see dragons and shit and think it's on some Harry Potter shit. No disrespect. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Read all the books. I cannot wait to pay Hogwarts Legacy in December. But Game of Thrones was politics. It was politics, bro. It was like House of Cards set in a different time period. Like, everything was about gunning your way to the top, bloodlines, and posturing yourself to sit on the Iron Throne. And the best part about the show weren't even like the fighting scenes, bro. It was the dialogue. Watching someone like Peter Baelish and the Spider, fuck is his name, Varys, have conversations. Those were some of the best scenes in the show. Josh Doxson, man, don't get me started. Sua Cravens. Don't get me started on Sua Cravens, bro. Sua fucking Cravens. The clownest clown that we've drafted in a long. He's even a bigger clown than Dwayne Haskins. Do y'all remember when he left and decided to buy all of his jerseys and go hand them out to fans at Dick's Sporting Goods at Dulles Town Center as this big send off. Like, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy. My goodness, man. I was young too, and the first scene I saw was Beecher beat the hell out of Schillinger and J.K. Simmons and shit on his face. Yo. I was like a kid. I was intimidated to watch the rest of that shit, man. At least he wasn't. Terrell Pryor, you mean the workout video god? We saw that one hand catch in the summertime and thought he was about to go crazy. Didn't do anything. Arya getting revenge on the tele. Oh, yes. Now, getting revenge on the Freys. Yeah, the Frey family. Bro, when she pulled the Benny face out and killed all of them, when she poisoned the wine, that was fire. Snowfall, fantastic. I'm like almost a season behind, but fantastic show. 12-5. This is going to be a fun year. If we go 12-5, we have to become the obnoxious fans that people like Dallas are, man. Like, we got to go. We got to tear up the DMV. We win 12 games. Yellowstone is phenomenal. Like, if I had to describe Yellowstone, it's like The Godfather or Goodfellas on a ranch in Montana. Phenomenal show. Kevin Costner is the man. Yes, I'm going to repeat. Fuck Sue Cravens, bro. Oh, my God, man. That diving interception to beat the Giants, I really thought he was going to be something. But, like, that clip of Will Compton, like, telling him to, like, work with the team and not be a lone wolf, that shit will forever sit with me because that scene was very telling about who this dude. Oh, Maurice Harris. Hell yeah, that one-handed touchdown he had versus the Vikings. Kirk hit him on the front pylon. That was fire, bro. Well, definitely a one-play wonder. We've had so many of those guys. Brandon Lloyd. He decided his hands didn't work in Washington, but every other stop in his career, this dude was catching one-handed touchdown, toe tap, corner. Man, we have such shit luck here, man. But stick with it, y'all. I appreciate everybody that pulled up with the chat. I think I'm going to hop off for the night. I'm going to check out these Nationals, and I'm going to get some more content coming out ASAP. I might do another stream on Saturday night. We'll see. We'll see if I got any plans for the weekends, man. Appreciate everybody for pulling up. Smash that like button. Hell to the Washington Commanders. Take command. We going to the playoffs this year. Speak it into existence. Appreciate y'all. Deuces.